Ooh, it is time. We are back once again, one more time before the holidays fully kick off. But we got some business to handle tonight, and though we are shorthanded, this should still be a very fun and interesting game, let alone important game for our New York Knicks. Let's go ahead, start the show, and talk about it. We are back, baby. We are here once again as the New York Knicks will be taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves, the team that just recently knocked off last year's champions in the Oklahoma City Thunder. And what was a very entertaining game. We were live for that game. We got to lay witness to the rise of the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are getting back on track. But tonight, they are taking on the injured and downtrodden New York Knicks. No Jalen Brunson, no OG Anunoby. We knew this coming into the night. They're mostly out for rest reasons, although Anunoby's actually on the injury report with an actual injury. I'm sure he will give it a go on Christmas Day. Tonight, just precautionary to keep those guys out, give them some rest, especially considering that the schedule that they have been on post NBA Cup championship out there in Las Vegas. So tonight, instead of starting with the captain, we're going to have to start with our guy, Big Cities. And Big Cities is going to have to make a return here today, here in Minnesota, where it all started for him, against his former team, against his former teammates, against his buddy Anthony Edwards, against his former head coach, Chris Finch, a very good, very hungry, playing extremely well Minnesota Timberwolves, although they just had a little bit of a scare. They did end up pulling out the victory, but a little bit of a scare against the Giannis-less Milwaukee Bucks. We've seen the Milwaukee Bucks team be a little spunky against teams they probably shouldn't be able to play with. Either way, we are here today, mostly watching our New York Knicks because that is what we do. Daniel Berry Sports, what's up, Daniel? Daniel Tosin. Daniel's back-to-back. What's up, Daniel Tosin? Jason, what's up, Jason? Cat better come with it tonight. Oh, for sure. For sure. It should be a Big Cities type of night. Rafael Torres, Lionel Moniz, George Jordan. What's up, George Jordan? Let's go, Knicks. Yes, sir. I like shoes. Mark.tv. Appreciate y'all. George Jones, my man George Jones. Justice's dad, of course. What's up, Justice's dad? Mark, Bible, Albert. What's popping, everybody? Let's get to it. Joseph, what's up, Joseph? Listen, we are down. We know we're our down players. No Jalen Brunson. It's cool. It's fine. We're here. We're ready to go. We understood. We understand the assignment. Tonight is as big of a game as any other game for the Knicks' future, particularly because of who is out. Probably our two most important players. Yeah, I'd probably slide OG Anunoby in terms of importance of how we play a little bit over Karl-Anthony Towns. It's hard to kind of stack him against. We know Jalen Brunson's number one in terms of how the pecking order goes from there. It's difficult to pick between Towns and Anunoby, just because the mere presence of both of those guys fundamentally changes the way this Knicks team plays, both offensively and defensively. Either way, no OG Anunoby tonight, so the Knicks are going to have to step up defensively without their defensive wizard out there. So Mikal Bridges, please walk down. Karl-Anthony Towns, please walk down. Mitchell Robinson, please walk down. And we'll get to the starting lineup. Who is starting in place of our two demons who are out tonight? Karl-Anthony Towns, though, will by far be the best player on the court for the New York Knicks tonight. The most talented player for sure. 21.5 a game. He's coming off a game in which he had 2 points per game. It significantly lowered his points per game average by about a point and a half or so. 21.6 points per game, Karl-Anthony Towns. Scoring a little bit down in comparison to where it has been throughout his career, where it was last year. We understand this. We understand also that he's probably playing really good basketball the last couple of games. Now, obviously, he's coming off a not-so-great game the other night in the loss that they had. But, scoring only the 2 points. Oh, no, they won. My bad. They won. They beat the Miami Heat. I forgot. I'm thinking before that where they lost to Philly. But they beat the Miami Heat. Karl-Anthony Towns 2 points in that victory. And I will say, they played a game earlier in the year. Zane Pog, what's up, Zane? T-Wolves fan here. Good luck to all the Knicks fans. Appreciate you, Zane, dog. Appreciate you. Zane Pog. What's up, Zane? Good luck to all the Knicks fans. There will be a great match. Cat versus Rando and Dante. Here we go again with how the trade has been. Yes, with every game that they play against each other, it is a referendum on who actually won that trade, right? If the Timberwolves win, well, then the Timberwolves won the trade. If the Knicks win, well, then the Knicks won the trade. So it's actually funny at this point how that goes, because I think it's just ultimately worked out pretty well for both teams. They got exactly what they were looking for out of the trade and who got what. But Karl-Anthony Towns, he's had an up and down season, mostly up. I would argue mostly up, particularly after a slow start. I think he's been mostly up. Zane said, we both won, actually. Yeah, I think both teams walked away exactly with what they knew they were getting and have been pretty satisfied with the results. You know, the Timberwolves made it back to the Western Conference Finals. Unfortunately, couldn't make the finals. The Knicks made it to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in a long time and unfortunately couldn't get it all the way to the finals. But either way, both teams in a good spot right now, challenging for the finals, still in contention for both teams. So, again, I think it worked out fine for both teams. I think both teams are happy with where they're at. Karl-Anthony Towns, 11.5 boards. We know he's been rebounding the hell out of the ball. That hasn't changed. The shooting splits have been up, slightly down now. It was up to 36%, now down to 35.4%. We know he's close to a 40% three-point shooter. He'll get back to that. Not worried about his shooting. But coming off a two-point game, back to what I was saying, coming off a two-point game against the Miami Heat, in which they won the game. Was it the Heat? No, the Heat. They beat the Heat, and he had 2 points in that game. And it wasn't a great game for Karl-Anthony Towns. Really struggled in that matchup, really struggled to get any offense going. Again, he had 2 points at the end of the game. The biggest thing about it is we've seen him struggle like that this year. Particularly the game I'm going to point out is earlier in the season in which they played the Milwaukee Bucks. And he had, I think, 2 points at halftime, or maybe it was scoreless at halftime. I can't remember. And then coming out in the second half, just like took it upon himself and tried to take over the offense and like, no, I'm Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm a 20-point per game scorer. Give me the ball. Get out of my way. And that was frustrating to watch because it took everything away from the offense. He didn't play good team ball. And it didn't work out the way it needed to work out. Roy Valentino, what's up, Roy? Bible, what's up, Chef? What's up? What's up, Bible? Are you doing the Spurs game tonight? Not tonight. We're only doing the Knicks game tonight. No doubleheader. We will be live for the Spurs game on Christmas Day, though. Right? Got to get some things ready for the Christmas Day slate. I think we're going to try and do 3 games on Christmas Day. We're going to do the Knicks game, obviously, then do the game right after with Spurs OKC. We're going to try to do it. It's Christmas Day. It's a holiday, so we'll see what kind of time we have. Knicks game is a definite. We'll see if we can do Spurs versus OKC, and then maybe we'll do the late game. Denver taking on the Timberwolves, I believe, is a late game, or it's a game like that, something like that. So we'll see. Goomba, what's up, President Goomba? Rafael Torres, Jay Hammer, what's up, Jay Hammer? Karl-Anthony Towns in that Milwaukee game only had 2 points at halftime, took it upon himself, completely dictated the offense in a negative way. Rudy Pooty, what's up, Rudy? Over to Austin, 2 days until Christmas. Yes, sir. Tomorrow, Christmas Eve, technically a holiday. No NBA games tomorrow, by the way, so we can't be live regardless. Stir Show, what's up, Stir Show? Predicting a Knicks win, I hope so. Karl-Anthony Towns, terrible in that game, right? Both offensively and defensively in that game. This time around, 2 points, didn't take it upon himself to take over the offense, continued to play good team ball, made huge defensive plays down the stretch in order to help pull that game out, made a huge pass to Josh Hart cutting to the rim down the stretch of that game. Again, just playing good team basketball, knowing, you know what, it's not my night. Let OG cook. Let Mikal Bridges cook. Let the captain cook, who's over 40 points at this point, had 27 at halftime. Like, let the captain cook. I'll step in. I'll take shots where it's available. But let me lock in defensively. Let me lock in on the boards. Let me lock in on feeding these guys. And that's exactly what he did. And that's all you could really ask for. I thought it was a really intelligent, high basketball IQ game from Karl-Anthony Towns, particularly in that second half. First half, not so much, because he was still trying to find his offensive rhythm. And then when he realized he didn't have it, I thought he really locked down and did the other things extremely well. And I think that's what you need. That's what you need out of your Robin on the team. Because it's not always going to go your way, right? Like, if Jalen Brunson's having an off night, he's still taking 18, 20 shots that night. Because he's Jalen Brunson, he's the captain. We're going to see if he can get out of that slump. It's going to happen. Because it doesn't, when he's in a slump, it doesn't happen all that often. Karl-Anthony Towns, though, when you're in a slump, it's like, okay, let's maybe, lean on Jalen Brunson a little bit more, lean on Anunoby a little bit more, maybe lean on the bench a little bit more, maybe lean in Robinson lineups a little bit more, lean on the defense, which is not Karl-Anthony Towns' strong suit. And so, I'm saying all of this because I know the negativity has been on Karl-Anthony Towns lately, particularly coming off a performance where he scored 2 points. I know everybody's like, hey, he's a $50 million guy, he can't give us a 2-point performance. I think that's fair on one side, but on the other side, it's like, in totality in that game, he was a huge part of why they ended up winning, right? So there's a yin and a yang to it. It's fair to criticize 2 points, but I also think it's fair to look at the larger picture of that game and walk away from it going, you know what? Karl-Anthony Towns did help deliver a victory for that one, with the defense, with the passing and whatnot. So, again, it's both sides, right? Zero tolerance, Billy Ken, what's up, Zero Tolerance? King Free, what's up, King Free? Back-to-back wins. Let's go, Knicks. Got to keep adding to the win column. And even though you're down your guys, like Jalen Brunson and like the dog OG Anunoby, who, is important, is imperative in stopping Anthony Edwards, who we'll get to, just not going to be available tonight. So how the Knicks guard this Minnesota team is going to be very interesting. We're going to get over to Mikal Bridges, who has a big, tall task order on his plate here tonight. Mikal Bridges, 17 a game, 4.7 rebounds, 4.3 assists. These are updated stats, by the way. I really wanted to get the percentages down. He's up to 43% after a lights-out shooting game against Miami. Fantastic, beautiful. You love to see it. He did 18 points in that first half. We're going to need him again. We're going to need that version of Mikal Bridges again so far here tonight for 48 minutes because no Anunoby, so we're going to need him to step up defensively, along with the next guy we're going to talk about, Josh Hart. And without the offense of Brunson and Anunoby combined, you're going to need his perimeter shooting. You're going to need his mid-range shooting. You need his ability to attack the basket and play at a pick and roll. You need him as a ball handler, a go-to guy. Very big night for Mikal Bridges. We get over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart, very important night tonight. Again, without those guys, he's going to be a part of the main ball handling committee, along with one guy who we're not going to talk about in the graphic, so I'm going to have to pull him up on ESPN because, again, tonight is the night that's going to dictate whether or not this guy gets a graphic, but we'll get to him. Al Machinery, what's up, Al? Josh Hart, very important tonight. He did hit a 40-foot bomb, whatever you want to call it, with the shot clock winding down, that we all knew was going to go in against Miami. We all knew it. We all knew. As soon as we saw him rise up, we were like, yeah, that's going in. And then, of course, he knocked it down because that's the kind of guy Josh Hart is. Nobody catches grenades like Josh Hart in the NBA. What a beautiful thing it is to have Josh Hart on your team. Aside from the incredible shooting, thank you, Peter Patton, and we'll get to Peter Patton as we get to a guy coming up soon. 12.2 points per game, 8 boards, 5 assists. You're going to need this guy to even push it a little bit further tonight with down Anunoby. You're going to need him to step up defensively. I'm sure he's going to be matched up with Anthony Edwards a lot tonight. Mike Brown will lean on him heavy for his defense. Albert, what's up, Albert? If we had Giannis, hey, brother, we're moving on from Giannis. Giannis could have been on the Knicks a while ago if he just put his big boy pants on and demanded it, but he's not going to do that, so he's not here. Just that said, that man is Tyler Kolek. Oh, we will get to Tyler Kolek, right? We want a Kolek graphic. I want a Kolek graphic. Tonight will decide the night. I don't get to decide who gets the graphics. I don't get to decide it. The players have to decide it. You have to be a part of the rotation. I'm not going to put you on the graphic just for you to not really play. Shout out Gershon Yabusele, who's going to eventually get replaced by somebody. But you don't just get a graphic just because we like talking about you, right? Like, I'm not going to give you a Mo Diawara graphic just because I like talking about Mo Diawara. You have to be a part of the rotation. You have to be a guy, when we go over your stats and we go over how you've been playing with the context lately, it has to mean something, right? That's kind of where I'm at right now. It has to mean something. To put in the work, to put all the graphics together and to go in before every single game and update all of the counting stats and all of the efficiency and percentages, to do that for a guy who's just not going to play, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Rocky Todd, what's up, Rocky? You remember me? Of course, brother, of course. This is why I try to interact with the chat as much as possible. Because if I say your name out loud and we have conversations, I'm more than likely going to remember your name. What's up, Rocky? Happy to see you back, brother. Happy to see you back. Josh Hart, incredibly important tonight in the fact that I think he's going to garner the Anthony Edwards assignment. I think he's going to be the guy put on Anthony Edwards. But, of course, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a combination between him and Bridges. And, of course, a lot of switching as the game goes on. Deuce McBride continues to remain out. Slight update in that he's, fine. Like, I think Ian Begley reported that Mike Brown said that he's not doing, like, full sprints yet, but he's kind of on the court doing some small one-on-one stuff. So progress, I guess. We got the update that I've been begging for. It wasn't really an update, but, of course, I asked for any kind of update, and they delivered any kind of update. No update on Landry Shamet, though, but we'll get to the Shamet graphic. Mitchell Robinson is the other guy in the starting lineup. No OG Anunoby, so Mitchell Robinson is being put in the starting lineup, which I think is interesting because he could have went to Mo Diawara for another wing out there, but he's going to Mitchell Robinson, going to the double bigs to start with Tyler Kolek in the starting lineup. But we'll get to Tyler Kolek at the very end, very end, after we even talk about the Timberwolves, right? After we even talk about the Timberwolves. Mitchell Robinson's in the starting lineup tonight, and look at this. Look at this. With the recent, I think he's hit 10 free throws in a row now. With the recent uptick in his free throw shooting, he's up to 42%. Keep sending Mitchell Robinson to the line. I want to see the progress continue to grow. King Free said TK 30 and 10 tonight. Listen, man, if he does that, I'm making the graphic right then and there, right? I'm literally making the graphic tonight if Tyler Kolek has that kind of a performance. Jason said, love Mitchie in the starting lineup, about to go crazy. I hope so. Listen, even as good as Rudy Gobert is, Rudy Gobert has struggled keeping Mitchell Robinson off the glass. And when you have Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns out there, I think it could be a long night for a guy like Rudy Gobert. But we'll see how they show up and how they play. Eamon Owens, what's up, Eamon? Rafael Torres said, today is somebody's birthday, Raf? Today is my beautiful girl's birthday, and we have some fun watching the Knicks game. Oh, appreciate you, Raf, and happy birthday to your girl, brother. Happy birthday to you guys. Hope you guys are going to have a celebratory night tonight. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Have a good time. Lana Mona says, is Captain Clutch injured? No, he's out on injury management. It's a rest day. Out for rest. Got to make sure he's ready to go for Christmas Day because he's about to put on a performance. A performance. Jason said, about to hit 50% here in a minute. Absolutely, absolutely. And what do I always say? My expectation for Mitchell Robinson is very low. Probably the lowest bar I'll ever set for a player at the foul line. I have high expectations. They're free throws. You're a professional basketball player. You've been shooting free throws your entire life. I have high expectations for you to hit free throws. The lowest bar I could set is for Mitchell Robinson so far, and I set it at 50%. And it looked like he was going to be nowhere near it this year. He was on the cusp of challenging Ben Wallace for the worst free throw shooting season in NBA history, and he was going to beat it by a mile. But he has bounced back. He has bounced back, and hopefully he continues to bounce back. Shout out to Peter Patton, of course, as the report has come out that Peter Patton is now also working with Mitchell Robinson on his free throw shooting, along with other guys like the big man coach, Othello Harrington, I believe, is also helping out Mitchell Robinson, of course, as he always has. Joe, so what's up, Joe? Jason said, where is that Patton graphic? That man deserves something. We might have to do it. We might have to do it. Listen, we'll see. We have to figure out this Tyler Kolek thing first. Like, how real is it? Bible said, I need a job. Can I be a mod? You're going to have to hang around a little bit longer, Bible. You're going to have to hang around a little bit longer. I mean, the community is getting larger, so we might need another mod. But we do have 2 mods in the chat who I do think do a pretty good job of doing what we need. I don't think that the chat needs a whole lot of modding anyway, but... David, what's up, David? All I wish for Xmas is we sign Dink Pate and bring him to the big squad, no trades. I'm kind of with you, David. Dink Pate is super intriguing. 19 years old, putting up the kind of stats he's putting up in the G League right now. I'm really interested in Dink Pate. I think he deserves to be up with the main squad. Shout out Tosan and Moma. I'm sure he's a great practice player, but it's clear he's never going to be given a real chance with this lineup. And I think just utilizing those two-way spots, more so for young development talent, is probably a better use of those spots than for, depth right now. I think we're fine on the depth. I think with the rise of Mo Diawara, you still have Pacom Dadie in the back. I think you're fine maybe moving on from Tosan and Moma and bringing up Dink Pate. 6'7", he's a slender build, more of a guard, but he has that kind of wing size to him. Just bring him up, help him continue to develop his organization. But that's a conversation for a little bit further down the line. Either way, let's move on to Landry Shamet. No update on Landry Shamet, I don't believe. I haven't seen any update on Landry Shamet. Like I said, we got the update on Deuce McBride, which was nice, which is why I think he's a lot closer to returning than Shamet is. It's unfortunate because the original diagnosis on Shamet was reevaluated in 4 weeks. I believe we're going on 6 weeks now. It's been a while. We're going on damn near 2 months, 6-7 weeks it's been since Landry Shamet went down with the injury, unfortunately. But, get better. Get better. I'm hoping to see you. I thought Christmas Day game was like a realistic expectation. Not expectation, but a realistic goal for Landry Shamet to come back to, but apparently not. Hopefully, maybe start of the new year, right? Sometime in early January, we start hearing Landry Shamet is rearing to come back to the lineup. Open. Jason said, I think you want to let Pate just gain more and more confidence and give him the offseason to get introduced. Well, he's on a two-way. He still spends time with the G League. I'm not saying pull him out with the G League and give him a full rotation spot just for him to sit on the bench, but having the opportunity of like a night like tonight with Anunoby out, maybe it was a kind of night where you sit, with Shamet injured, like you have these open spaces right now where maybe you could throw him in there for a 5-6 minute stretch and still have him down in the G League. Just that two-way contract. You don't have to spend the whole time with the team. You could still go, one, you get the practice with the big squad, which I think is more important than full-on G League reps. You get the practice with the big squad and be around them and get accustomed to the organization and the offense and the coaching staff and all of that. But you're also still going to go down and play the G League games, which is also very important for his development. The confidence is building, but having him imagine the confidence of being like, I played so well, I played myself onto the roster through a two-way. Like, the confidence should be sky high at that point, right? David said someone will pick Dink up very soon if we don't sign him. I think the Knicks have him pretty locked up. I think if there's a team that was sniffing around to pick up Dink Pate, the Knicks would do what they could to keep him hanging around. They do a pretty good job of securing talent that they want to keep around. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I don't think that's something we have to worry too much about. Jason said, did he go to college? No, he initially joined he was the youngest player to ever play professional basketball in America. I think at 16 years old, he joined, or maybe it was 17, I don't know. He joined the G League Ignite. Remember the G League Ignite that they have since disbanded? The G League Ignite program, and he played with the G League Ignite team and practiced with them. And then when they disbanded it, he was like, oh, damn. Now I got nothing. And then ended up playing for, like, the Mexico City Capitanes, I believe. He played for the Mexico City G League team, and then I think entered the draft, and then didn't get drafted. Knowing he wasn't going to get drafted, but like wanted his name out there, and then the Knicks ended up signing him to their summer league roster and to get his rights to bring him over to the G League team. Bernard Johnson, what's up, Bernard? Lana Mona said, Kolek, Bridges, Hart, Cat, Robinson, our starting lineup. Yep. Keith, what's up, Keith? Keep on doing what you're doing. Appreciate you, Keith. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. No updates on Landry Shaman, unfortunately. Jordan Clarkson. I also wanted to update Jordan Clarkson because he has been playing as of late. I wrote down here, Clarkson is starting to turn things around. He's a very volatile player. He's probably the biggest roller coaster player I've ever seen in my life. He started off the year really bad, got hot after a couple of games of the year, got hot and was like, okay, yeah, he's finally acclimated, and then just fell off a cliff. Couldn't buy a basket. He couldn't hit a jump shot. He couldn't finish in the paint. He couldn't hit free throws. He couldn't defend a traffic cone. He couldn't do anything on the court properly. And then all of a sudden in the Spurs game, he turned it all around, and he's been very good coming off the bench for us since that game. Hopefully he continues tonight because we're going to need him. Very, very much need him off the bench, especially with no McBride and no Shamit. And it was before the rise of Kolek, but since the rise of Kolek, it's probably also helped Jordan Clarkson come into his own again here. Very happy, very excited to have Jordan Clarkson back at it again, right? Finally, we got him back. He's up to 32% for three-point range. He was sub 30 for a while there. He was sub 30 with how poor he was playing, but he's back up. I got nothing nice to say about Gershon Yabusele right now. I'm rooting for his success. It's just not working out here. There are reports that have come out that the Knicks are looking to move him. Unfortunately, it seems like that's just going to have to be the case. Here in New York, it's just very clearly, it's just not going to work out. It's just not going to work out. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes it's the system. Sometimes it's the city. Sometimes it's just the players around you. Whatever the case is, it's not going to work out here in New York the way it did with Philly last year. Also in the reports, they talked about how the Knicks might have to attach something to move off of Gershon Yabusele. Can we attach a Dadier to get him out to maybe pull in a decent role player? But it's very clear his value around the league is very, very low considering how he's played so far. Joel Palin, what's up, Joel? Jay Hammer said, will New York sell on Yabu? They're going to try to. They've already explored to see what kind of value he has around the league, but it's not much. It's not much value. That's going to bring us over to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And like I said, we'll get to Tyler Kolek, who's in the starting lineup tonight at the very end of this. We're going to have to run through this a little quickly because we have about 10 minutes before tip-off, but we'll get through it. I don't have a ton of Minnesota graphics, but that was because we were still trying to figure out who their bench guys were going to be, but it seems like Bones Highland has fully established himself. I don't have a Bones Highland player graphic yet, but consider this me mentioning, I know Bones Highland is very good, and he's coming off the bench for them as their first guard. He has surpassed Rob Dillingham in the lineup. Hey, Hazy said, let's go Knicks. No OG or Brunson will be interesting. It will be interesting. I think this is very important for the Knicks' future, right? Seeing what you have in Tyler Kolek. Can he be a legit rotation piece? Here's a good test against a really good Minnesota team that just beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are locked in right now. So you're going to start Tyler Kolek. Let's see what he can do. We've seen him have really bad games. He had a really bad game against Philly, had a bounce-back game against Miami. He obviously had the really good game in Vegas against San Antonio. He had a really good game, a career game against, considering that San Antonio game doesn't exist, a career game against the Indiana Pacers. So we've seen him have good games. We've seen him have bad games. Let's see what he is tonight. Full participation in the lineup. He's starting tonight, so he's definitely on the scouting report for the Timberwolves. Let's see how they attack him, and let's see how he holds up. Dre, what's up, Dre? Anthony Edwards, 28 a game, complete, making maybe not the full superstar leap, but he still dips his toe into that superstar water for sure. I mean, this guy was special at the end of that Oklahoma City game. He pretty much single-handedly ended that game. I mean, he had the ball in his hands, went to the step-back three over Kason Wallace on the left wing, knocked it down, came back, got the chase-down block on SGA with the rebound, and then another defensive stop when they tried to inbound it, knocked it out of, I believe it was also SGA's hands for the steal, came up with it, and that ultimately ended the game. Two incredible defensive plays, including the step-back three that gave them the lead initially. Anthony Edwards, right on the cusp of superstardom. He's about to hit there if he's not already there, if you don't consider him there. I think he's like on that. Most nights he's in that superstar waters. Some nights he swims back into regular star waters. But my goodness, is he like 24 years old? He's like ready to make that final leap into superstardom, into like legit MVP talks. He is right there. 28 a game, 5 boards. I'll round up for you, big dog. 4 assists. 3 turnovers is a little high for just 4 assists. Considering they don't have a point guard, that's why I'm going to take the 3 turnovers with a little bit of a grain of salt here. They don't really have a point guard on the roster. That is the biggest need probably for Minnesota right now, which is why they're involved in a couple of trade discussions, trying to figure out a solution to that, which is why you hear DiVincenzo's name fly around a little bit. I don't think they're going to move DiVincenzo, just to have that out there. But Anthony Edwards kind of playing a de facto point guard for them. I'll round up for you, 49% from the field for Anthony Edwards, incredible. 41.5 from three-point range, still maintaining. Jeez Louise, phone, calm down. 41.5, that was loud. 41.5 from three-point range, still maintaining incredible efficiency here. So, maybe I'm shortchanging a little bit here. Maybe he is making the full superstar league, because these are fantastic numbers for a guy who has the ball in his hands as often as he does. Rizzo Zunu? What's up, Rizzo? Let's go, Knicks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jason said, as long as DK takes care of the ball, he will do fine. Yeah. Again, this is a very big night. No Jalen Brunson, Tyler Kolek. What you got for us? Let's move on to Julius Randle. Mr. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Always going to root for Julius Randle's success, even if, it was a tumultuous era in New York. Always going to root for his success. Good dude. All of the things. 23 games so far this year. 7 rebounds, 6 assists. He is also one of the main hubs, one of the main playmakers for this team, considering they don't have the point guard. 2.7 turnovers. This is why I look at Anthony Edwards and I'm like, I'd like to have you a little bit lower in turnovers. Julius Randle is averaging less turnovers than you, big dog. And more assists. 50% from the field, 83.5 from the foul line, 35% from three-point range. Always been a little bit inconsistent. This is serviceable. This is somewhat good enough as a three-point shooter for him. Not a knockdown three-point shooter, but very capable as a three-point shooter, especially if you leave him open. 50% from the field is very good efficiency for him as a sort of perimeter wing, perimeter big kind of player. Wayne Black, what's up, Wayne? Real motivation talk from you on Cat. God bless him tonight with Big Safe. Knicks all are tonight. Appreciate you, Wayne. Appreciate you, big dog. Julius Randle having a really good year. Seems really comfortable right now. It was a rocky start with Minnesota last year where it kind of felt like, he doesn't really fit on this team. Like it's kind of clunky with him and Gobert. It's kind of clunky between him and Edwards, right? Like where does he kind of fit? He's going to have to play fundamentally, he's going to have to play differently in this lineup, in this group, with this coaching staff. Like it's just weird. And they really kind of figured it out. They've smoothed it all out, really kind of came together in the second half of last year, particularly towards the end, which culminated in him having a really good playoff run for the first time in his career. Hats off to Julius Randle. And then having a really good year so far this year. Just really good, really solid. He seems a lot more locked in defensively. I think they've got him really motivated. If you guys have read the Players Tribune, Susan, what's up, Susan? If you guys have read the Players Tribune article that he had where he talked about like some of the things he did that were bad habits in New York that he's kind of cut out of his life. I'm not going to talk about him here, but if you guys know, you know. And if you want to know, you can go read it up. You can look it up. He's kind of mellowed out naturally and just kind of have figured where he is spiritually in his life right now. Is he's now 31 years old. He's hitting that point in his career where should start coming down a little bit as the star that he was. This is usually around the time where you start to see a slight decline and your career trajectory kind of starting to angle downward just a little bit. But Julius Randle having a really heck of a start so far this year. Just that's Rudy Gobert had 11 points and 18 rebounds against Milwaukee, becoming the 45th player in NBA history with 10,000 career boards. Shout out Rudy. Speaking of Rudy Gobert, here we are, 11 a game for him, 10 boards a game from him so far this year. I mean, he is run and dunk man to the fullest. Like Mitchell Robinson, if he's not having a putback or a lob dunk, not really giving you anything offensively, not the rebounder that Mitchell Robinson is, not the offensive rebounder that Mitchell Robinson is, but like you pointed out, just as that can still dominate the boards. He had 18 rebounds the other night against Miles Turner, so Knicks have to do a good job of keeping him off the glass. Going double bigs to start should be more than enough to keep him off the glass, especially with Mitchell Robinson out there. He doesn't anchor the defense the way he used to. Like he was a walking top 5, top 3 defense all to himself. Now, at 33 years old, on the decline a little bit in his career. He's not the level of defender he used to be, but still holds it down defensively in the paint. Don't get it twisted. Don't go in there lightly. Rudy Gobert is still excellent as a rim protector, still excellent as a communicator defensively, still one of the better defensive bigs in the league, just not that tippity-top defensive wizard that he was earlier in his career, but still good, still good. George Jordan said Cat and Bridges 30 and 30, heart triple-double. They might need it. Jaden McDaniels, a lot of people have been really high on Jaden McDaniels so far this year with the way he's been playing. 48.6% from three-point range. It's come down a little bit. These stats have been updated in about 3 days, right? Because they played a couple days ago that we did it against the Thunder. Damn near 50% from three, but he has been misfiring a little bit. Hasn't been on point from three-point range as he used to be earlier in the year. Maybe just a little bit of a downturn for him, or maybe coming back down to earth just a bit. Osama Hasukuda. What's up, Osama? Towns contract extension on the line. He better ball out with no turnovers. I think, doesn't he have... I don't know, is he in line for a contract extension? Doesn't he have a fully guaranteed contract for the next 3 years? Something like that, 2-3 years? Yak, what's up, Yak? 2 bigs can win this game if we stay out of foul trouble. Yeah, that's also going to be a good point. With not having, Anunoby available, obviously, and no shame and no McBride, you're a lot thinner. You're a lot thinner in your rotation in general. We'll probably see some Huck Porty tonight. We'll likely see some Huck Porty tonight. With both Robinson and Towns in starting lineup. You need a backup big. We'll probably see some Huck Porty. 16 a game for Jaden McDaniels, which is solid. 4.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists. We know where he makes his true money is on the defensive side of the ball as an absolute lockdown defender. It's going to be interesting who they put him on. Probably Bridges. Because no Brunson, no Anunoby. Who do you put Jaden McDaniels on at that point? Or maybe they try to put him on Kolek and really try to slow him down today because with no Tyler Kolek, the Knicks fundamentally don't have a point guard after that. So it'll be interesting to see who they unleash Jaden McDaniels on as a defender. But he has taken that leap offensively, still got to guard him out by the three-point line. He has come down a little bit with his offense, but still really good. Rocky said, go T-Wolves. Shout out, Rocky. Sorry, Chefs. Nah, it's all right, brother. It's all right. I love talking about it. I hope we don't have all Knicks fans in the chat, just majority. I love having fans from other fan bases because I got questions. Miss Mar, what's up, Miss Mar? Glad you're on tonight. Every night, Miss Mar. We are here. Bernard Johnson said, no worries on my end. I'll be leaving my Knicks. Absolutely. Jay Emmer said, go Mitch. I'm hoping for it. Mr. Once a Nick, always a Nick, like Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, fellow Nova boy, 14 a game for him, 4 boards, 3.7 assists. Solid season. Should I round up for him to 40%? 39.3% from three-point range for Dante DiVincenzo. Still marksman. He could heat up. He's a flamethrower. He can single-handedly turn games around. Got to guard him out beyond the three-point line. Obviously has a deep range, all of the things for Dante DiVincenzo. We know him well. Even though it was 1 year, we know him well. We know him very well. Eamon Owens, what's up, Eamon? Prime Time, what's up, Prime Time? Russell Field, what's up, Russell? We get over to Naj Reid. Naj Reid, I always say, is the barometer for the Wolves. If Naj Reid's having a good game, the Wolves are likely playing well and in the game. If Naj Reid is having a bad game, the Timberwolves are likely struggling, no matter who they're playing against. He's kind of the barometer because without him, without his contributions, they kind of just run out of offense sometimes. They really need him off the bench to be kind of the super sub sixth man that he was when he won Sixth Man of the Year. Started off the year really slowly, rounding back into form for Naj Reid, almost 40% from three-point range, 47% from the field, 77% from the foul line. So back to doing what he does best, 14 a game off the bench, back to doing what he does best. for Naj Reid, which is a really good sign for Minnesota, which is also indicates kind of where they are in the sense that they've been playing really well as a team. It kind of coincides with Naj Reid also playing really well as of late. We're getting to the tip-off soon here. We get the old man, Mike Conley. Mike Conley, I don't think he's a part of the rotation, or maybe he's injured. Never mind, he's in the starting lineup. There's Mike Conley. Okay. Fully healthy team from Minnesota. Conley, DiVincenzo, Edwards. Oh, no McDaniels. McDaniels hurt. He's not playing today? Either way, no McDaniels in the starting lineup, so we get Conley in the starting lineup. That's good for the Knicks. I'll tell you that. That's really good. I was really going to be worried if McDaniels was going to guard Kolek. It might have been a long night for Tyler Kolek. But either way, Mike Conley's going to be in the lineup. We know what he can do. He's an old man, not going to play a ton of minutes. He's just kind of out there to be a veteran point guard and direct traffic for the Timberwolves, considering that they don't have a consistent point guard out there. Jaden said Towns has to stay focused, not worry about just scoring. He needs to play a complete game no matter how the offense is going. Absolutely. Absolutely, which is why I think that Miami Heat game was such an important, good step in Karl-Anthony Towns this year. Chris Baskerville, what's up, Chris? Big Clarkson game tonight? Need it. They definitely need it. And you know what? Right on time, as we're going to get to the tip-off here. It's going to bring us right to the tip-off, right to the start of the game. I will say, Tyler Kolek, they're going to need him. They're going to need him big time tonight. Tyler Kolek will become Jeremy Lin. Let's hope. Let's hope. And let's hope it's a lot more sustainable than Jeremy Lin, than the Jeremy Lin era. Who's on Edwards? Bridges? Probably. It's probably going to be Bridges. Actually, I think they're going to put Josh Hart on Anthony Edwards just because he's stronger and have Bridges chase around Dante DiVincenzo, but we'll see. AB said, need a big game from Towns, 50 points. I don't know if they need 50 points. It would be nice if he could get it. Robinson just slaps that jump-off ball right away from Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert didn't even jump for it. Mitchell Robinson looks good and spry as of late. Kolek has it up top, being guarded by DiVincenzo. They get over to Towns. Towns being guarded by Randall, coming to his left. One dribble to his left, puts up the three, comes up short. Robinson, the offensive rebound, shovels it into Josh Hart. Josh Hart kicks it out to Kolek. Kolek will fire a three, his first shot of the game. Can't get it to go. Rudy Gobert with the rebound there. All right, Knicks missed their first two shots of the game. Here comes Anthony Edwards bringing it down. Edwards has it up top, hands it off to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo being guarded by Kolek. They swing it over to Randall. Randall on the right wing being guarded by Robinson. Pump fake, jab step, side step three over Mitch. Banks it in. I don't know if that was intentional, but if it was, shout out to Randall. He banked it in from that awkward angle. Either way, he got it to go down. Kolek up top. They swing it over to Bridges. Bridges coming to his right, hands it off to Towns. Towns in the right corner being guarded by Edwards. Tries to hit Kolek coming back door. A terrible pass from Towns. Here come the Timberwolves bringing it down the other way. A pull-up three for Anthony Edwards. Comes up short. Long rebound. Kolek will chase it down. New York bringing it down now. Bridges has it up top. Being guarded by Conley. Bridges should be able to take advantage of that matchup. Coming to his left. Ball away jumper over Gobert. Tough shot. Got it to go. Big time shot for Mikal Bridges. It looked like he was almost completely parallel to the court, falling away on that one over Gobert and got it to go. DiVincenzo tagging Towns off the bounce. Euro step, draws the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for two free throws. That's one foul on Towns already so far here in the first. Primetime said Cat getting 19 points. As long as it ends in a win. I don't care what the final stat line really looks like, as long as it's good. AP said we need Rokas. I think Tyler Kolek is putting to bed all the Rokas talk, right? He's the point guard we've been looking for off the bench. Still wouldn't mind bringing Rokas over. Still wouldn't mind it. DiVincenzo misses the first free throw. We love when our opponents miss free throws. Love it. DiVincenzo does knock down the second free throw. It's 3-2 early here. 10:30 to go. Kolek gets it over to Robinson. Robinson has it up top, being guarded by Gobert. Coming to his left. Hands it off to Hart. Hart being guarded by Edwards. Hart dancing with it. Coming to his left. Hands it off to Kolek. Kolek being guarded by Edwards on a switch. Coming to his right off the Bridges screen. Pocket pass to Bridges from Kolek, and he gets a nice push shot in the paint. Beautiful pass from Kolek. Beautiful pass. Beautiful pass from Tyler Kolek. Anthony Edwards up top, coming to his left, attacking Bridges off the bounce. So Bridges gets the start. He's on Edwards. Blows right past him and gets the lefty layup to go. I'd put Josh Hart on him. Maybe, but I'm sure they will both have an opportunity of guarding him tonight. Kolek has it on the right wing, being guarded by Conley. Coming to his left off the Town screen, driving it down past Robinson, all the way to the basket, throws up a lob to nobody. Just got to shoot that floater, Kolek. Allow Robinson to attack the offensive glass. Randall down the lane hits the Euro floater over Karl-Anthony Towns there. Kolek got to learn. With Mitchell Robinson rolling to the rim, obviously you want to look for him for the lob, but if the lob is not readily available, shoot that floater and allow him to attack the offensive glass. Bridges come to right up the Robinson screen. They throw a lob up to him, and he gets fouled by Conley. They're trying to find Robinson on these lobs. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the game plan of just like, hey, let's feed the big man early. Let's keep him part of the team, but oof. Susan said Diawara will be in the house. Yes, he will be. Yes, he will be. Jay Hammer said, strange draft pick with Rokas. I think they wanted a draft and stash player, and I think he was the best guy available at that point, and I think they had some high hopes for him. He just, never really came over. Towns attacking Randall along the baseline, trying to draw the foul, doesn't get it, and now here come the Timberwolves bringing it down. They throw a lob at the Gobert, and Gobert gets it to go in transition. DiVincenzo with a nice pass, and it's 9-4. Kolek bringing it down. He has it up top. 9:13 to go. Forgot to restart the timer. 9:13 to go. Kolek coming to his right up the Robinson screen. Stops. Throws up the floater. Banks it in. Tyler Kolek, his first basket as a starter. Like I said, Robinson was rolling to the rim hard looking for the rebound. Just throw it up there, Kolek. Throw it up there and allow Mitchell Robinson, if there is a miss, to attack the glass. Don't always have to look for him on the lob. He'll go get it for himself if he has to. Edwards has it up top, attacking to his right up the Gobert screen. Feeds it over to nobody as Kolek did a great job of staying in front of Gobert, knocking the pass away. Good defense from Kolek. Josh Hart has it up top. Pass inside to the Towns, attacking Randall. Draws the foul and one for Karl-Anthony Towns. There's your first basket, big dog. Now he's going to go to the foul line for one more. Foong Pei, what's up, Foong Pei? I slapped your like because you appreciate passing. Paul main carry. Ruined the passing game and introduced traveling problems. It sure did. It sure did. Towns will go to the foul line for one more here. Zane Killian. What's up, Zane? Happy to see you back, brother. Let's go, Knicks. These Wolves need some humbling. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They had the big OKC win. They barely beat Milwaukee. Giannis-less Milwaukee. Towns knocks that one down. The Knicks, down a bunch of dudes. Should be a fun, interesting game. It is important to see if the Knicks are going to be able to hang even without two of their most important players. DiVincenzo fires up a three off the screen. Can't get it to go. Good defense from Robinson to contest it there. Josh Hart has it up top. They get it over to Towns. Towns on the right wing. Pump fake, jab step. Coming to his right. Down the lane against Gobert. Goes up. Gets the layup to go. There you go, big Karl-Anthony Towns. Taking a big man off the bounce again. The layup at the rim as the Knicks retake a 2-point lead here with a little over 8 minutes to go. Mike Conley bringing it down against Kolek. Hands it off to Gobert. Gobert up top. Hands it back off to Conley. Swings through to his right. Kolek gets lost on the screen, and Conley knocks down the three on the right wing. Tyler Kolek got to navigate those screens better. It's a learning process for sure. Josh Hart has it up top. Hits Bridges cutting back door. Good defense from Conley. Bridges pulls it out. Stops at the foul line. Pump fake. Steps through. Throws up the floater. Comes up short. And Gobert with the rebound. Here comes DiVincenzo. Shot out of a cannon. Bringing it down the other way. Now we're going to slow it down. Gets it over to Edwards. Edwards blows right past Josh Hart to the basket. Easy scoop layup for him. Got to get back for the big men to protect that rim. 7:42 to go, and we get a full timeout from the New York Knicks. Quick breather. Quick breather. And then Edwards doing a really good job attacking out of transition, getting all the way to the basket. MBM, what's up, MBM? Just that said, oh, that's right. Gershon Yabusele is not even available tonight. I forgot about that because he's not a part of the rotation, so it doesn't really matter that much for the Knicks. But you're right, just that he is out with an illness. He was ruled out earlier with an illness, so not even available if we wanted to utilize him. We do have a couple of games I've tipped off today. We could check out. No games tomorrow. No games tomorrow. So everybody can rest up and get ready for the Christmas Day slate. MBM said Creator versus Devo. Show your worth. Show your worth. Big opportunity here for Tyler Kolek. And like I said, tonight we'll determine whether or not we are making the Tyler Kolek tonight or if we're going to give it a little bit more time to see where he stands in the pecking order when Shamet and McBride both come back. Jay Hammer said, I wonder if we could set up a Zoom call for 15 to 20 minutes on Thursday. MBM said Yabu on the trade plane. If they can get him on that trade plane, man, I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would. Osama said my Facebook Knicks group gonna roast Towns if he plays dumb tonight. He hasn't played dumb in a while. As a matter of fact, I think the other night against Miami, despite the 2 points, was probably the highest, especially defensive IQ game we've seen Karl-Anthony Towns ever play wearing a Knicks uniform. He was fantastic defensively in that fourth quarter. Going around the league real quick. The Nets taking on the 76ers. And Brooklyn, look at Brooklyn go. Brooklyn, solid. They've been Michael Porter Jr. telling everybody to shut up as of late. 25 points in the first half for him against the 76ers. All right. All right. Just that too many capable players is a nice problem to have. Absolutely. Absolutely. Washington is taking on the Hornets. Battle of the bottom over there. The Bulls are taking on the Hawks. Bulls have been trying to fight back to 500. Hawks trying to battle out of 500 doldrums. And they are dominating the Bulls tonight, up by 18. Pelicans taking on the Cavs. Cavs playing yet again, second half of back-to-back for both of these teams. Pelicans played last night. Cavs played last night. It is in Cleveland. Bucks are beating the Pacers. I need the Pacers to win. I don't want to see them have a high lottery pick. I don't want to see that. Raptors playing the Heat. Got Mavs Nuggets as the NBC game tonight. Jason said MPJ gets to chuck as much as he wants on that team. He does, but it's not just chucking. It's not just chucking. He's being very efficient down there in Brooklyn. He's being a lot more efficient than I thought he was going to be. Playing extremely well. I mean, he's like, if the Brooklyn Nets were a little bit better, he'd be in the All-Star conversation. That's how well he's playing. Here we go. We're back into it, and Kolek will bring it down. Kolek on the right wing, being guarded by DiVincenzo. Coming to his left off the town screen. Pulls it out. Gets it over to Bridges. Bridges on the left wing, jab step coming to his right, attacking Conley in the paint. Low fall away jumper. Got it to go. And that Conley-Bridges matchup should be something he should be able to attack all night long. Conley gets it over to Randle. He has it up top, being guarded by Robinson. They swing it over to Conley on the left wing. Pump fakes, driving it down along the baseline, leaves it off to DiVincenzo in the paint. Kicks it out to Edwards. Edwards on the left wing for a three over Bridges. Knocks it down. Can't leave that guy open. 17-13. 7 minutes to go here. Josh Hart on the left wing. Crossing over to his right off the Robinson screen in the paint. Throws a lob up to Robinson. Gets knocked out of the air by Gobert. Not a great pass from Josh Hart. Got to get that thing up there over Gobert. Conley swings it over to Randle. Randle's going to attack the lane. Loses the handle. Good defense from the Knicks. Josh Hart picks it up. Kolek out there running with him. Timberwolves do a good job getting back on defense. They swing it over to Kolek. He's going to quickly look to attack in the paint. Throws up the floater. Takes a bump. Doesn't get the foul call. Robinson goes up strong with a one-handed putback. Mitchell Robinson looking spry out there athletically. Randle bringing it down the other way. Kolek wanted the foul call. He didn't get it. But Robinson made sure we still walked away with 2 points. Gobert up top. Leaves it off for Edwards. Edwards coming to his right. Off the Gobert screen. Tried to snake the pick and roll. Or tried to split the pick and roll. Ends up throwing off of Towns' foot. And it's going to be a kick ball on the Knicks. So possession will stay here with the Timberwolves. Larry Adams. What's up, Larry? Go Knicks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go Knicks. Absolutely. MBM said Mitch understands the assignment. He does. He does. And he's going to take his first rest of the night. Coming out. Who's coming in? Who comes in for Mitch? Who's the first guy off the bench? Bench getting really depleted here. Ariel Hukporti is the big man, is the first off the bench. Randle has it on the right wing. Being guarded by Towns. Step back right corner three. Can't get it to go. Josh Hart with the rebound, bringing it down the other way. Josh Hart has it up top, being guarded by DiVincenzo. Coming to his right. Spins. Picks up his handle. Gets it over to Hukporti. Hukporti tries to get over Bridges, does get it to Bridges at the foul line, stops, pump fake, spins, keeps his dribble alive. He's being guarded by Edwards, calling for a screen from Huck. Bridges dancing with it, coming to his right, pull up three. Oh my goodness, can't get it to go though. $1 million move with the 10-cent finish. Hukporti knocks it out of bounds, battling for the rebound. Karen, what's up, Karen? Namar, what's up, Namar? Rose Pierre, what's up, Rose Pierre? Conley has it up top, being guarded by Clarkson, who's also checked back in. Not back in, but chucked in for the first time tonight. Naj Reid a straightaway three, can't get it to go. Josh Hart with the rebound, bringing it down the other way. Trying to push the pace here. Gets it over to Towns, streaking down the middle of the lane, goes to the basket. A lot of contact, and a late foul call is called on Naj Reid there, sending Karl-Anthony Towns to the foul line for 2 with 5:30 to go here in the first. We're past the halfway point. It's 17-15, a back-and-forth affair. Tammy Gonzalez, what's up, Tammy? Angela Harding, what's up, Angela? So Towns is at the foul line for 2. He could tie it up at 17 here. He does knock down the free throw. I love when we knock down the free throws. All I'm ever asking is for us to hit the open ones. Free throws are open. There's nobody guarding you. Bones Highland checking in for Mike Conley here. Bones Highland's been playing extremely well as of late. Knicks have to keep an eye on him. He is a threat from three-point range. Karl-Anthony Towns. Knocks down all 3 of his free throws to start the game. You love to see it. You love to see it. And Minnesota will bring it down. Tied at 17 now. Randle has it up top. Edwards has checked out of the game. Towns remains in. Randle remains in. No, Edwards is still in the game, excuse me, as he attacks here, loses the handle. But it goes out of bounds. It's going to stay here with the Timberwolves. Kwame Robinson, what's up, Kwame? Naj Reid gets it up top to Highland, being guarded by Clarkson. Get over to DiVincenzo, coming off the screen, a left wing 3, splashes in at the net. That is what DiVincenzo does for sure. 20-17, 5 minutes to go. Josh Hart bringing it down, spins off of DiVincenzo. On the right wing, pull up 3 for Josh Hart. In and out, can't get it to go. Huck Porty, the offensive rebound, tries to shovel it down low to Towns. Takes it right back away from Highland, who tried to tie him up, and he knocks down the little floater. If you're Huck Porty there, that pass was dangerous, but it worked out for the Knicks. Randle has it on the left wing. Being guarded by Josh Hart, backing him down, leans in, takes out the last second to Reed. They swing it over to Edwards. Bridges runs him off the line. Edwards goes all the way to the basket and smokes a layup. Maybe expecting Josh Hart to come over and contest him a little bit harder than that, but he just missed the layup. Towns catches, pump fakes from 3, attacking down the lane, goes up against Naj Reid. Can't get the layup to go. No foul call as he hits the floor. And now it's a 5-on-4 as Towns is slow to get up. Randle leaves it off for Reid. Extra pass to DiVincenzo. Extra pass to Highland. Right corner 3 for him. Too long, can't get it to go, and Towns hustles back and grabs that rebound. Here comes Josh Hart. Turning on the Jets, driving it down in the paint, putting his head down, attacking, kicks out to Clarkson, up top to Towns, wide open, straightaway 3, line me up, comes up short. Josh Hart battling for the rebound, but they knock it over to DiVincenzo. As the Timberwolves bring it down now, DiVincenzo has it up top. Huck Porty's going to pick him up here. Mismatch here. DiVincenzo's going to dance, runs right into Josh Hart, and Josh Hart knocks it right out of his hands and takes it away. Here comes Towns bringing it down the other way. Towns up top, driving it down, putting his head down, attacking all the way to the basket, scoop layup, got it to go. And Chris Finch, and as I don't have the game cast up for you guys gotta let me know. Got put in the chat. Throw the game cast back up so we can see something. Karl-Anthony Towns, active, up to 11 points already in the first quarter. He's taking 8 shots. Only 1 rebound for Towns so far, but Knicks have retaken a 1-point lead, 21-20 after that layup. Hanging in there. I love to see that. Right? Down as many guys as you are, to see your team hanging in there is great. McDaniels is a big loss for the Timberwolves, but look, we don't have Anunoby, so I don't want to hear about no McDaniels. Josh Hart, has he scored? He hasn't scored. He's only taken 1 shot, but he has 4 rebounds and 2 assists, doing Josh Hart things out there. Very impactful so far. Bridges with 6, and those are the 2 guys you really need to turn up tonight, specifically in the scoring department. 11 points for Towns, 6 points for Bridges. It's nice to see here in this first quarter. Jason said, good start for sure. I even like the defense. I think the defense is solid so far. Not great, but solid. Jay Davis, what's up, Jay? Bernard Johnson said, the Knicks are looking good. They're looking good. Not looking bad. They're looking good. Not great, but good. Good start. You know, I always say that first quarter is a feel-out quarter. How are we going to guard each other? What are the matchups going to look like? Who's hot tonight? Who are we playing through? All of those things still, get figured out in that first quarter as the game goes on, and then things start to change in that second, and adjustments start to being made in between quarters there. So, feel out quarter so far, 21-20. Pretty solid. Colin, no, relax. What's up, Colin? Go New York. Medellin, Colombia. What's up, Colin from Colombia? David, what's up, David? Susan said, watch Jenkins play. I hope I have his name right. Jenkins? Chris Bashman said, Mitch is my MVP so far this season. He's the MVP in my heart. I'll tell you that. I love watching Big Mitch play. Jose's dad said, got a feeling Ant is going to try and clutch the win late somehow. Well, then, your job is to make sure it doesn't come down to that. Here we go, checking back in. Final 4 minutes of this first quarter here. Knicks holding on to a 1-point lead. Tammy said, doing Josh Hart things. Doing Josh Hart like he's taking 1 shot. Got 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Very Josh Hartian things. He's grabbing rebounds he has no business grabbing. He's pushing the pace. He's finding his teammates. Doing Josh Hart things so far in this first quarter. Sadu Barry, what's up, Sadu? Sire Love, what's up, Sire? Rose Pierce said, Nick shows some real mental stability down the stretch. They do. Oh, down to the bench. They do. That is a good point. As Mo Diawara has come in for Mikal Bridges, he takes a rest. Randall attacking Towns off the bounce, goes to the basket, misses the layup. Good defense from Towns, not to foul as well. Here comes Josh Hart bringing it down. Being guarded by Edwards. Has it up top. Now kind of the de facto point guard. Him and Clarkson sharing ball handling duties here. He swings it over to Towns. Wide open right wing three. And Towns gets that one to go down. You love to see it. Knicks take a 4-point lead. A little over 3 minutes to go. Highland up top attacking to Clarkson down the lane. Swings it out to nobody. Mo Diawara with the steal. Good defense from Clarkson. And Hug Porter, who came over on help. Diawara gets it down low to Towns. Randall going for the steal. It's a loose ball. Towns slips, falls, saves it, but throws it right to Highland. Now here comes Highland bringing it down. Spins, coming to his right. Being guarded by Diawara. They get it over to Randall. And Towns is still down on the other end. They swing it over to Naj Reid, left wing three, and he gets those 3 points right back. That Towns hit. Previously, we're back to a 1-point game with 3 minutes to go here. 24-23. Terrence Shannon Jr. is in for the Timberwolves as well. Josh Hart up top being guarded by Edwards. Kolek and Robinson getting back off the bench. And Bridges getting back up off the bench going to the scores table. Josh Hart down the lane, flips it up, gets blocked by Naj Reid. Not a good attack from Josh Hart there. Went for like a scoop underhand layup instead of a floater. Edwards down the lane, gets swatted out of there by Ariel Hug Porter. Yes, sir. I know they call a foul. Never mind. Great block from Hug Porter, though. But they call a foul on the drive, so Anthony Edwards will go to the foul line for 2. James Sumler, what's up, James? Omar Toddman, what's up, Omar? Dante 6 threes? I hope not. Even if he does hit 6 threes, I hope the Knicks are able to pull it out anyway. It will be an uphill battle if he gets the 6 threes, though. Edwards knocks down the first one. He's sitting on 1 3 so far here in the first quarter. Omar said Donovan Mitchell 30 points tonight. I mean, he's averaging about 30, right? Over 30, so not a bad bet. Raph said Towns, you need to play better. I mean, I think he's played fine. I don't think he's played great. I don't think he's played bad. He's been in the middle. It's been fine. First quarter. Let's see how it continues to go. Edwards knocks down both free throws. Robinson, Kolek, and Bridges come back into the game, along with Diawara and Clarkson, who remain out there. Kolek has it up top, being guarded by Highland. Directing traffic. Gets it over to Bridges, coming to his right up the Robinson screen. Follow-away jumper in the paint. Comes up short. Battle for the rebound. Naj Reid pulls it out, and Reid will bring it down. Picked up by Diawara, hands it off to Highland. Coming to his right up the Reid handoff. They swing it over to Shannon Jr. Crosses over to his right to Robinson. And Kolek jumps the passing lane, gets a steal. Kolek driving it down all the way to the rim. Stops short. Allows Terrence Shannon Jr. to fly by, and he gets the layup to go. Beautiful drive and finish from Tyler Kolek. Here comes Bones Highland pushing it the other way already. Knicks holding on to a 1-point lead as we have traded baskets here. Anthony Edwards against Jordan Clarkson. He just spins right off of him, goes to the rim, and gets the easy layup. There's got to be some help side there knowing Clarkson is matched up with Edwards. Kolek has it up top, coming to his left off a double screen. Stops, half spin, spins, being guarded by Edwards. Kolek coming to his right. Now crossing back over to his left off the Robinson screen. Pocket pass to Robinson to the basket, scoop layup. Way off for Mitchell Robinson. That's why we don't have Robinson shoot layups. Just dunk the ball, brother. Naj Reid, beautiful spin off of Clarkson in transition and gets the easy layup. 29-26 with a minute to go. A little over a minute to go. Kolek bringing it down against Shannon Jr. Dancing with it. Around the Robinson screen, coming to his right, snaking it back to his left hand in the lane. Pump fake, spins, scoop layup with the left hand. Beautiful move from Tyler Kolek, and he's getting busy out there. He's looking like Jalen Brunson Jr. out there with the pump fake spin pivot. Highland has it up top. They get it over to Gobert, hands it back off to Highland. Highland dancing around the Gobert screen. They swing it over to Reid, puts up the 3 over Diawara. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Kolek with the long rebound. We're bringing it down the other way. Kolek has it up top. He's picked up by Edwards. Kolek directing traffic, calling out a play, coming to his right up the Robinson screen. In the middle of the lane, stops, steps back, one-legged foul line jumper, shoots up an air ball. Here comes Edwards, bringing it down the other way. Doing a little bit too much at that point. 30 seconds to go here in the first. 1-point lead here for Minnesota, 29-28. Edwards has it up top, being guarded by Bridges. Dancing with it, coming to his right up the Gobert screens. Crossing over on Robinson, down the lane, gets fouled by Clarkson, going to the basket. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws with 19 seconds to go. Mark.tv said, TK, let's go. Playing well. How many points has he had so far? 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists with Tyler Kolek. Not a bad first quarter for his first start against a really good... Relax, phone. Do I have to lower your volume? Jeez Louise. What is that, alerts? Lower alerts volume all the way down. Edwards at the foul line for 2 free throws. Knocks down the first one. They already have a 1-point lead. Now a 2-point lead. 30-28. Mo Diawara coming out for Karl-Anthony Towns for the final offensive possession for the Knicks with 19 seconds to go. Dom Anthony. What's up, Dom Anthony? Clarkson continues to disappoint. I mean, he's been good as of late. He's been really good as of late, but he hasn't really done anything tonight. No points, no shot attempts, no rebounds, no assists. As Edwards knocks down both free throws. Kolek bringing it down. 19 seconds to go. Under 19 seconds to go now. Kolek has it up top being guarded by Highland. Directing traffic. Telling everybody to wait. Let the time tick down. Now coming to his left off a good Robinson screen. A pull-up three for Tyler Kolek. Knocked me down. Comes up short. Battle for the rebound. Gobert. Good box out on Robinson. Snags the rebound to get over to Highland. Throws it up over Bridges. Good contest from Mikal Bridges. And that will end the first quarter. 31-28. Our first quarter score. 3-point lead for Minnesota. Solid quarter for both teams all around. Nice to see. Nice to see. Okay, Hazy. Nice defense from Bridges. Yeah, got to continue to play through it with the new rules and players just freely launching these half-court heaves at the end of the quarters. Got to play defense all the way to the end of the buzzer, especially at the towards the end of the quarters. DeAndre, what's up, DeAndre? Come on, New York City, get aggressive. They're playing good. Playing good. Karl-Anthony Towns with 14 first-quarter points, 5 for 9 from the field. Right, he's getting up there, putting up the points. 2 points for Robinson on a putback, 2 rebounds for him, 6 for Bridges, 6 for Kolek. Clarkson has yet to do anything. Out there getting cardio right now. End of the first quarter. We can look at the box score as well. We can find the game. Actually, we wait till halftime. We'll look at the box score. We can wait till halftime. What we can do real quick, though, is come down here and look at Minnesota. Gobert, 2 points, 4 boards. Edwards, 13 points leading the way. Naj Reid with 5 off the bench. Shannon Jr., Bones Highland not doing a whole lot so far. DeAndre, what's up, DeAndre? What's up, brother? Bernard Johnson said, we're in good shape. Let's go, Knicks. Solid shape. Solid shape. Look, 28-31. You know, no Brunson, no Anunoby, no McBride, no Shamet. That's down 4 guys in your rotation. That's down about half your rotation. If you run a 9-man rotation, about half there with 4 guys being out. But you could also say it's even more than that because I would classify Brunson and Anunoby as 2 of our 3 most important players, if not our 2 most important players on this team. So being down that, going up against a good Minnesota team, and I know Minnesota is down McDaniels tonight, but other than that, fully healthy, it's a good start to the game. Yeah, I said really nice for shorthanded, not playing together. I don't know if I agree with the not playing together so far. I think they're playing decently well as a team. You know, it's an eclectic group of Knicks out there. You got Mo Diawara, Tyler Kolek out there along with like Bridges, Robinson, and Towns. Like it's a weird mix out there that I'm sure hasn't had a ton of like run time together. But solid from both guys. DeAndre said, let me get a chopped cheese real quick before the game comes back on. We don't got the time, brother. We don't got the time. MBM said, Knicks are competing. Very nice. Solid. You know, it looks like this one's going to come down to the wire. Knicks got to continue to fight all night long. They have an uphill battle for them. Start of the second quarter. Here we go. Naj Reid has it up top. They swing it over to Shannon Jr. Attacking Josh Hart off the bounce. Goes up. Can't get the layup to go, but Gobert comes flying in for the tip. The Knicks are out there. They start the second quarter with McCullough? Is that Kevin McCullough Jr. out there? With Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, Tyler Kolek, and Mo Diawara. You want to talk about an eclectic group of Knicks. Kevin McCullough Jr. getting minutes. Kolek, jab step, coming to his left, down the lane, flips it up against Gobert, gets blocked by Gobert. Let me tell you something. Kevin McCullough Jr. getting in before Pacom Dadier is a bad sign for Dadier. Shannon Jr. has it up top, being guarded by McCullough, coming to his right of the screen, crossing back over to his left off the screen, tries to kick it out to the corner, and Josh Hart knocks it out of the air, but it goes out of bounds. I'll tell you what, man. Kevin McCullough minutes, Mo Diawara minutes before Pacom Dadier is a bad sign for Dadier long term. Woo! Not what you want to see for him. Conley has it up top. They swing it over to Gobert. Conley gets it back, puts up the 3 for Robinson. Too strong, can't get it to go. Kolek, good job boxing out Gobert there. A little bit of a push that they didn't call. Either way, Kolek gets the rebound. Josh Hart swings through down the lane, knocks down the layup with the right hand in transition there before Gobert can come back. I forgot to give Gobert his tip, so it's 33-30. Shannon Jr. bringing it down against Diawara. Shovels it over to Gobert. Gobert up top, fakes the handoff, keeps it, hands it off to Highland. Highland coming to his left of the screen, hesitates, sidestep three of a Robinson, high arcing, and got it to go. You got to step out on him. He is a marksman from three-point range, 36-30, 10:30 to go, and a timeout from the Knicks already. Really eclectic group of Knicks out there, man. Kevin McCullough Jr. getting minutes before Dadier. Dadier, brother. You got to take that as a sign. You got to put in more work, big dog. You got to put in far more work than what you're doing right now. Gigi said Kolek just got his ears pulled. Good job, coach. Kolek called, yeah. You know. Mike Brown called that timeout, and as the Knicks were walking off the court, beelined it right to Tyler Kolek and immediately got into his ear and started explaining things to him about what he was seeing. I'm sure he was like, can't attack Gobert in that spot. Like, that is what Rudy Gobert has been doing his entire career. You got to know better than that. That is an easy block shot, got them out on the fast break and got us mismatched, which led to the open three from Highland coming off the screen. Got to make a smarter decision than that in that moment. And I'm sure there's other things he was talking to him about as well. Bernard Johnson, let's go. Knicks man up. Good timeout. Really interesting McCullough minutes, man. This is going to be interesting. Did not expect the McCullough minutes. Did not expect it whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I want to go look at the Knicks' deeper bench here. He brings it to a 9-man rotation, McCullough. The other guys they have available are Mwoma, Dadier, and Jemison. And when the Knicks have their 3 bigs available, Jemison probably won't see minutes. And Mwoma is interesting. Dadier, man. Dadier. We were all high on Dadier this offseason. We were all like, no, he's untouchable. Don't trade Dadier. And look, 20 years old, coming over from France. Let me tell you something. When Mo Diawara comes in as a rookie, second-round rookie, and he passes you up in the rotation, and now Kevin McCullough Jr. on a 2-way contract, when you were a first-round pick, passes you up in the rotation. I talk about this all the time with young players. That NBA clock does not tick forever. It is a fast-paced clock. And if the Knicks are looking at you and you're like, I'd rather go Kevin McCullough Jr. than you in the rotation tonight. It's a bad sign. It's a bad sign for Dadier. Better get in that gym, put in that extra work. Chris said it's okay, Sheffy, let the coach coach. I don't have an issue with the decision. I'm talking about Dadier. I'm not talking about Mike Brown. I'm talking about Dadier. This is a bad sign for Dadier. You better get in that gym. Guys are passing him up. They are passing him up in the rotation. Gigi said, why fans thinks that getting Giannis is an automatic chip? Why, if they got the team, then they end up winning anything? They end up not winning anything. Setting the team back like Melo. It makes no sense to trade for Giannis. Smart people have said it multiple times. I've been on the side of no trade for Giannis. And Giannis is my favorite player in the league. But you can't trade for Giannis. And I told you guys, don't expect a big trade in the middle of the season. When all that Giannis stuff came out, I was on board of like, what are we doing? The Knicks are going for a championship right now. This is not happening. There's no way they can make it happen without completely gutting the roster. And what does it do? Diawara down the lane, flips up a floater, can't get it to go. Naj Reid with the rebound. Here comes Highland. Highland has it up top. It's 36-30. Highland dancing with it against Kolek. Coming to his right at the Gobert screen. Driving it down. Pocket pass to Gobert. Gobert in the lane. Goes up. Gets stripped. Out of bounds. And they're going to give it back to Minnesota. Judge that said the hair for Dadier has to go. It's clown type. I think his hair, maybe it should be a little bit longer. He's just got a baby face is the issue with me. He's got a baby face. Got to grow some facial hair or something. Hair is fine to me. They get it into Gobert. Gobert swings it over to Jalen Clark, who's in the game. They get it over to Conley. Conley gets it back to Clark, putting his head down, attacking, and gets fouled by Kolek. He was stampeding towards the rim. 10 minutes to go. That's the first foul of the quarter on the Knicks. Foul on Kolek there. Judge Dad said this is a complete team with Giannis. It would be major holes. Yeah, absolutely. We don't have to revisit the Giannis discussion. It's completely died down. I don't think he's going to get traded during the season. Jalen Clark at the foul line misses the first free throw. We love when our opponents miss free throws every single time. Every single time. AB said total throwaway game? No, brother. This is the perfect game to evaluate Tyler Kolek We're getting Kevin McCullough Jr. minutes. You're going to get a lot of Mo Diawara tonight as Jalen Clark misses both free throws, but the Knicks can't grab the rebound as they knock it back out to Highland. This is a great developmental game, AP. This is not a throwaway game whatsoever. Highland dancing with it up top, crosses over to his right, down the lane, hesitates, kicks it in the corner. Naj Reid, right corner, three. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Gobert knocks it out to Conley. They swing it over to Highland. Highland chucks up another left wing three, and he knocks that one down, nothing but net. And a 9-point lead for Minnesota here. Josh Hart bringing it down the other way. He has it on the left wing. Coming to his right at the Robinson screen. They swing it over to McCullough. McCullough catches it on the run, crosses over to his left. They kick it out to Kolek. Kolek, a left wing three, looking for an answer, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Naj Reid grabs it. And now here comes Minnesota bringing it down the other way. They're looking for a double-digit lead. Highland fires a straightaway three, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Robinson knocks it over to Kolek, who knocks it over to McCullough. McCullough gets it back to Kolek, bringing it down, putting his head down, swings it out. Mo Diawara pump fakes, driving to his left in the lane. Hands it off to Kolek, swings through to his left along the baseline, goes up, swings it out to McCullough. McCullough swings to his left, down the lane, gets the ball knocked out of his hands by Conley. Now here comes Conley and the Timberwolves bringing it down the other way. Holding on to this 9-point lead. They shovel it over to Highland. Highland catches, pump fakes, swings it in the corner to Jalen Clark. Bump Euro, throws up the floater, got it to go. An 11-point lead. A double-digit lead for Minnesota has opened up 41-30. Knicks falling behind here. They don't have a lot of time as Dadier is coming into the game. Okay, so Mike Brown is just looking for anybody and everybody. He's giving an opportunity to everybody. Kolek, step back, throws up yet another air ball in the paint. This is why I told you guys this is an important night for Tyler Kolek development. I believe that's his third air ball of the night. I'm telling you. Jordan Clarkson comes in. Pacom Dadier subs in here. AB said, if we get beat bad, Towns is no number one. Brother, that's not even a question. Nobody's ever even asked that question if Towns is the number one. He's 28 years old. We know the answer to that. If you are asking yourself the answer, you're not asking yourself the right questions, big dog. Conley bringing it down, being guarded by Clarkson. Hands it off to Clark. They get it over to Randall. Randall up top. They get it over to Conley. Conley driving it down. Crosses over in the lane. They swing it out. Highland a right wing three. Highland getting off now. Got to find him on the perimeter. He's heaving him up there. He's feeling himself. 14-point lead. The Knicks are out there with Clarkson, McCullough, Towns, Hart, and Dadier. Still an eclectic group of Knicks out there. Clarkson pulls it all the way back out. Has it on the right wing being guarded by Gobert. They get it down low to Towns. Towns goes up. Can't get the layup to go, but Randall ends up getting called with a foul. Randall pleading his case, saying Towns hooked his arm. And that's where the foul happened. But Towns will go to the foul line for two. Judge, that's a bad communication. Yeah, and I can't even really blame him. Like, you have McCullough, now Dadier. You had Diawara out there. You have a bunch of guys who are just not a part of the rotation whatsoever. A bunch of young dudes. I really like this from Mike Brown, though. He's giving everybody an opportunity. I thought we were not going to get Dadier. I thought, like, okay, we're just going to get Kevin McCullough Jr. minutes out there. But no, we're going to get Dadier minutes as well. We're going to get Dadier minutes as well. Conscious, what's up, Conscious? Kolek stinks. I'm trying to tell you guys, full Timberwolves timeout here. I think they're going to use a challenge. Bible said Conley is dishing it out this game. He is a point guard. He is a 38-year-old point guard. He knows the game. With Tyler Kolek, probably not a starting point guard. So if anybody were like, oh yeah, Kolek is the future, solid backup. It's also worth noting that Tyler Kolek has played his best basketball when playing alongside Jalen Brunson. Jason said TK playing fine. He's playing fine. I wouldn't say he's playing good. Wouldn't say he's playing bad. He's playing fine. It's a lot on the shoulders of a point guard. He's getting firsthand experience of what Jalen Brunson has to do on a night-to-night basis. And he's not thriving in it. He's not doing bad either. Not thriving in it. Mark.tv said TK is looking disappointing. I don't know. It depends on your expectation, obviously, but I'm not disappointed at all. I think this is exactly what I expected from Tyler Kolek. I would have been blown away if he came out and played great. This is a really good Minnesota team. You guys got to remember, they just beat OKC. Larry said resting OG. Yeah, it's not just Brunson. It's Brunson, it's OG, it's Shamit, and it's McBride. 4 guys out of your rotation. Mike Brown is digging deep into the bench. Deep into the bench. Jason said 4 boards, 3 assists, and 6 points. What did you want from dude? That's what I'm asking too, Jason. That's what I'm asking too. Listen, the disappointing part with Tyler Kolek, he's thrown up a couple of air balls where it's like, brother, You got to hit rim on a couple of those, but outside of that, he's been fine. AB said Tyler Coley's not responsible for this. I expect the Towns and Bridges to show up big. They're playing fine, brother. They're playing fine. You're going up against one of the better teams in the league. They just knocked off the Thunder. They've been to back-to-back Western Conference Finals, and you're playing them without 4 of your top rotation guys. I don't know what you expected tonight, but it was always gonna be an uphill battle. Knicks are not out of this. Successful challenge from the Timberwolves. They changed it to an offensive foul on Towns. Good challenge from Minnesota. It was very clearly an offensive foul on Towns. AP said these guys always need time off. No, AP, this is just kind of how regular basketball teams operate. Now that war criminal Tom Thibodeau is no longer in charge, we could operate like a normal basketball team around the league. Terrence, what's up, Terrence? Let's go, Knicks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here we go. Bringing it down. 14-point deficit for the Knicks, 44-30. Got an uphill. They got an uphill battle here. Long way to climb back to get back into it. And the Knicks are in a zone, a 2-3 zone here. They swing it over to DiVincenzo, a left wing 3 for him. Comes up short. Gobert down low for the offensive rebound and putback. Knicks have to clean up the glass here. Gobert starting to dominate a little bit. Bridges bringing it down. Has it on the right wing. Get over to Towns up top. Towns being guarded by Gobert. Towns faces up, coming to his left, hands it off to Dadier. Dadier coming to his left off the Towns screen. They get it over to Towns. Towns, one-legged fall-away jumper at the mid-range. And he got it to go. I think that's the first time I've ever seen Karl-Anthony Towns hit that one-legged fall-away jumper, that Dirk Nowitzki-esque shot. I think that's the first time I've ever seen him hit that. Highland has it up top, coming to his right. They get it over to Randall. Randall being guarded by Bridges, coming to his left off the screen. In the mid-range, crosses over to his right, in the lane. Stop, turn, one-legged fall-away jumper at the foul line. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Dadier with the rebound. Putting a stat up there, Dadier. There you go. Josh Hart kind of gave it to him. Should have been a Josh Hart rebound, but I think that Dadier went after it. Clarkson has it up top, coming to his right. Pass fake, throws up a tough floater. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Towns with the rebound, puts it back up and in. All right, back to 12. Approaching the halfway point here in this second quarter. They get it over to Jalen Clark, now over to Randall. Randall being guarded by Dadier. And a foul on Dadier as Randall hit him with a rip-through move. Swinging towards the baseline there. MBM said, I still expect to win. I don't expect to win. I expect them to be in it for a win, though, and hoping they pull it out. Tell you that. Don't want to see a blowout whatsoever. Don't want to see that. Highland swings it over to Jalen Clark. Hesitates from 3. They swing it out over to Naj Reid. Right corner 3 is open. Comes up short. Clarkson with the rebound. Clarkson now bringing it down. Has it up top to get over to Towns. Towns being guarded by DiVincenzo. Towns, the pass fake. DiVincenzo knocks into the backcourt. Towns recovers it. Shot clock down to 12 now. Towns bringing it down, looking to attack Randall off the bounce. Blows past him to the basket. Scoop play with the left hand. Can't get it to go, but he does draw the foul. Sending him to the foul line for 2. And they call it technical? A technical on Randall. Saying something or doing something. Or Naj Reid? Naj Reid gets a technical, I think, for throwing the ball against the stanchion. Darnell, what's up, Darnell? AB said Towns versus Brunson is officially over? Brother AP, Towns versus Brunson was never a conversation. Ever. Ever. Was that ever a conversation? You were over there arguing in the mirror to yourself about Towns versus Brunson? You mean the guy averaging 30 and the guy averaging 20 you were having conversations with? About who was what? The leader of the team? The best player on the court? No, brother, it's not 1A, 1B. It's 1 and then it's 2. It's always been 1 and then 2. That's never been a conversation, brother. Knicks knocked down their technical. It's 35-46. Towns at the foul line for 2. Misses the first one. We can't be missing free throws. We can't be missing free throws. You're down 11 right now. Don't be missing no free throws. MBM said, why respond to... Never mind. We need AP's negativity, man. We need it. We need it. AP said, I just don't like throwing games. They're not throwing the game, brother. It's an 11-point game. You're acting like they're down 20. They got an uphill battle to climb. Towns does knock down the second one, 46-36. Halfway through this second quarter. Edwards back in. Knicks are still in this 2-3 zone. They get it over to Edwards, a straightaway three. Comes up well short, careens off the side. Jalen Clark saves it. Josh Hart skies for it, though. Hit ahead past the Bridges. Bridges down the lane against DiVincenzo. Reverse layup. Good defense from DiVincenzo. Wild shot from Bridges. You got to get a better shot than that, Mikhail. You got to go up strong and look to dunk it on him. Like, that's your boy. You got to leave the posterize him. It's a great opportunity to do so. Anthony Edwards bringing it down now. Has it up top. Knicks in the 2-3 zone. They swing it over to DiVincenzo. Inside the Clark. They kick it out to Edwards. A straightaway three. Clarkson gets completely turned around. Terrible defense from Clarkson. They just passed it back and forth, and he just got completely turned around. Had no idea where Edwards was. He didn't move. Dadier has it up top. They get it down low to Towns. Towns being guarded by Najee. Has it in the high post, right wing. Jab step, coming to his left. Stops, turns, swings it out. Dadier, wide open, left wing three. Line me up. Comes up short. At the front of the rim. Najee with the rebound. Here comes Randall. Randall up top being guarded by Josh Hart. Putting his head down, attacking all the way to the basket. Gets the lefty layup to go. And the Knicks find themselves down by 15. Clarkson bringing it down the other way. He has it on the left wing, directing some traffic. Clarkson coming to his right off a Town screen. Putting his head down, attacking, stops, throws up the floater. Well short, almost an air ball. Towns the offensive rebound and throws it back up and in. Way too many air balls from our Knicks guards tonight. Between Clarkson and Kolek, it's been rough. Randall draws the foul on Clarkson. It's not been a good Clarkson night whatsoever. Down as many guys as you're down, you needed Clarkson to have a little bit of a heater. Not having that whatsoever. Stir Show said this ain't the real Knicks with no OG and Brunson. We know this. Kwame Robinson, this is not the Knicks I paid to watch. They told you this days ago, brother. They told you this days ago that these guys were going to miss games. And you had to expect that guys are not going to play 82 games a season with the way the NBA is played right now with how fast it is. Randall has it up top being guarded by Clarkson. Swings it over to DiVincenzo, swings through to his right, down the lane, flips it up to the left hand, can't get it to go. Josh Hart rips down a big, strong rebound and gets knocked out of bounds by Josh Hart as Jalen Clark came from behind, knocked it out of bounds. Joseph said, why are the Knicks bad without Brunson and OG? Why are the Knicks bad without two of their three best players? I don't know, brother. It's a conundrum. It's a tough one. They get it into Edwards. Edwards attacking along the baseline, spins. They kick it up top to Randall. Randall down low to Edwards. Bridges jumped the passing lane, then knocked that out of bounds off of Edwards. Ball going back to the Knicks. Good defense from Bridges. Going to need Bridges to step up here both offensively and defensively to get the Knicks back into this one. They're down by 13 right now, 51-38. Josh Hart bringing it down against Edwards. Edwards applying a little bit of full court pressure here. Josh Hart blows past him, coming to his left. Euro steps down the lane, takes a bump, gets the and one. He can knock it back down to 10. There you go, Josh. Knicks hanging around. They're hanging around. Conscious that Knicks sucked without Brunson. Gee, I wonder why the Knicks would struggle without their best player on the court. It's almost as if there's a little bit of correlation there. Just that's a JB, OG, Cat, McCall, Josh, Douche, Landry, Mitch, in that order. Yeah, I think OG and Cat, a little bit of a toss-up. Maybe I'd lean OG just because of how important he is both offensively and defensively. Whereas Towns, you could bring in a better defender with Robinson. You have Hugporty out there. You don't really have anybody who can even replicate even a little bit of what Anunoby can do for you. Randall has it on the right wing. Josh Hart did knock down his free throw. DiVincenzo right wing three. Too long, can't get it to go. Rebound getting knocked out of the air, out of bounds, off of Minnesota, off of Conley. They're going to give it back to the Knicks, and Clarkson will quickly bring it down. Under 4 to go now, and we're down by 10. Clarkson has it up top, being guarded by Conley. Coming to his left off the Town screen. Pocket tried to throw the pocket pass to Towns, but instead they throw him in the post, being guarded by Conley. Blows right past him. Big one-handed hammer in the paint. It's an 8-point game. All the whining and crying in the chat, and suddenly it's an 8-point game. Can y'all get hyped for me? Randall down the lane, spins, throws it out to Najee. Najee attacking. Got Bridges on him, backing him down, stops, turns, spins, flips it up to the left hand. Can't get it to go. Josh Hart with the rebound. Knicks pushing it the other way. Josh Hart bringing it down. Swings it out to Clarkson. Walks into a pull-up three over Clarkson. Nothing but net. It's a 5-point game. Can y'all get hype and stop whining and crying in the chat? I thought y'all were New York Knicks fans. Y'all don't got that grittiness in you? Y'all got that soft skin? Can y'all get hype for me? Here we go. Here we go. Y'all are acting like they're down by 25. All this negativity in the chat. Where the positivity at? Joseph said, I ain't whining. I was just stating facts. All this negativity in the chat. Talking about, oh, the Knicks suck. Oh, I can't believe I got to watch this. It's a 5-point game against one of the best Western Conference teams in the league. Back-to-back Western Conference finalists. The only guy they're missing is McDaniels, which is a big part of their team, don't get me wrong. But the Knicks are down Brunson. They're down Anunoby. They're down Shamet. They're down McBride. And guess what? It's a 5-point game. They have an uphill battle to climb, but they're not going down without a fight. 3 minutes to go. Moran, what's up, Moran? But JB isn't in the lineup, weak fans. Come on, y'all. They told you this a day and a half ago. Jalen Brunson was going to be out tonight. They told you OG Anunoby was going to be out tonight. We know Deuce and Shamet were going to be out. Yak said, worst fans. Y'all get an opportunity of watching the bench, watching the young guys on this team. When you have a championship contending team, you normally don't get an opportunity to watch your end of the bench guys, your young guys. Come on. Susan said bandwagon fans. Come on, man. John Jackson, what's up, John? No quit till all zeros. Listen, man, if they were down by 20, I would get the negativity. If they were getting their faces kicked in tonight, I would get the negativity. Y'all are doing this when it was a 10-point game. Get into the game. Conley has it up top. He's being guarded by Clarkson. The Knicks are back into a man-to-man. Conley coming to his right, pocket pass to Reed. They swing it out. Randall, pump fakes from 3, driving it down in the lane. Stops, pump fake, fall away, over Towns, comes up short. Josh Hart with the rebound. 51-46, 3 minutes to go. My timer's a minute ahead, but we'll catch up. Josh Hart up top, being guarded by DiVincenzo, coming to his left. They call a moving screen on Karl-Anthony Towns. Not what you wanted to see. Not what you wanted to see. Jason said, if we're under 10 points at halftime, this was a super successful half. Listen, man, we got Dadier minutes. We got McCullough minutes. We got Diawara minutes. This is not a normal rotation for the Knicks whatsoever. Sharon McLean, what's up, Sharon? Knicks never give up on our Knicks. Absolutely. Absolutely. Come on. Town subs out here with the 3 fouls. Robinson comes in. 3 minutes to go. Edwards has it up top, being guarded by Bridges. Knicks now down their main go-to scorer. So how do they look to score here without him? Conley, cross-court pass, Naj Reed, left corner 3. Comes up short on it, battle for the rebound. Gobert has it, lost it, but a foul on Dadier should be. Foul on Dadier. So it's a side out of bounds for the Timberwolves. No team in the bonus. 2:45 to go. 51-46, 5-point game. AB said, we're used to McBride not playing. Yeah, and he's literally one of the best 3-point shooters in the league and our best point of attack defender. And we're missing him. Robinson jumps the passing lane, knocks it out of the air, but Conley able to recover it. Conley up top, in and out dribble coming to his left, spins back to his right, coming off the Gobert screen. They swing it up top. Dadier knocks it out of the air. And 2.4 seconds to go on the clock. Good active hands from the Knicks. Jumping passing lane here. Both first from Robinson, then from Dadier. And Josh Hart then jumps the passing lane on the inbounds and knocked out of bounds. Knicks are not making it easy for the Timberwolves here. Hey, Hayes said, Dadier getting active. This is a very important minutes for Dadier because he has clearly been jumped in the rotation by Diawara. We saw McCullough before we saw Dadier, which was interesting. Edwards driving it down to his right with the shot clock winding down, throws up a floater, can't get it to go. Bridges with the rebound, and the Knicks defense has really been locking in lately. Bridges gets it over to Clarkson. Clarkson dancing with it against Reed. Tagging to his left in the lane, stops, turns, spins. Fall away jumper gets blocked by Reed. Not a good shot from Jordan Clarkson. Here comes Minnesota bringing it down the other way. Conley has it up top, being guarded by Dadier on a cross match. They get it over to Gobert. Gobert hands it back off to Conley. They swing it over to DiVincenzo. They get it down low to Edwards, being guarded by Clarkson. Jab step, pump fake, coming to his left. Step back, mid-range, fall away jumper. Got it to go. Jordan Clarkson didn't even give a contest. He has been bad defensively tonight. Really bad defensively. Josh Hart bringing it down. But we need his offense. We need his offense, so you got to give us something. Josh Hart has it up top. Hands it off to Bridges. Bridges being guarded by Edwards. Swinging back to Josh Hart. Josh Hart up top being guarded by Reed. Coming to his right for Robinson screen. Steps back behind the three-point line on right wing 3. Can't get it to go. Robinson knocks the rebound out of the air, right into DiVincenzo's hands, but he was standing out of bounds when he caught it. So the ball is going to go back to the Knicks here with 1:40 to go. AB said Westchester Knicks. The Timberwolves are playing the Westchester Knicks. It's a 7-point game right now. 53-46. Josh Hart gets it in the Bridges. Left corner three. Mikal. Line me up, Mikal Bridges. It's a 4-point game. Anthony Edwards bringing it down, being guarded up top by Bridges. Shovels it over to Reed. Hands it back off to Edwards. Coming to his left. Walks into a pull-up three. Over Bridges. Can't get it to go. Dottier with the rebound. Hit ahead to Josh Hart. Josh Hart bringing it down. Hit ahead to Clarkson. Clarkson has it up top. Swings it back to Josh. Josh spins off of DiVincenzo, who went for the steal. Leans in. Puts up the floater. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Knocked out of bounds off of Gobert. They're going to give it back to the Knicks here. Josh Hart, no love lost between him and DiVincenzo as he lowered the shoulder and went right through the chest of DiVincenzo to clear out space there. Gotta love your bros going at your bros. Josh Hart gets it in the Bridges. Bridges in the right corner gets it up top to Robinson. Robinson hands it back off the Bridges. Coming to his left off the Robinson screen. Swings it over, tries to swing it over to Hart. DiVincenzo knocks it out of the air. Josh Hart corrals it. Kicks out to Clarkson. Right wing three. Jordan Clarkson. Line me up, Jordan Clarkson, baby. It's a 1-point game. It is a 1-point game. And here comes Edwards bringing it down. Edwards has it up top. And the Knicks are back into a zone here. 2-3 zone. Edwards will wind down the clock as much as he can. They swing it over to Conley. Conley over the top to Reed. Reed swings it out. DiVincenzo wide open right wing three. Not the guy you want to leave open as he knocks it down. To be expected. Knew that one was going in. 4-point lead though. Josh Hart bringing it down the other way. Quickly trying to push, trying to go for the 2-for-1. Josh Hart in the lane. Pump fake. Kicks it out to Clarkson. But now we don't have a 2-for-1 opportunity. So you just look for the best shot. They swing it out. Dottier. Right corner three. Line me up. Too strong, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. DiVincenzo gets it off a long rebound, driving it down against Bridges. Goes in, goes up. Layup. Can't get it to go, but Gobert running the court beats every other Knick down the court. Somebody got to beat Gobert down the court. Dottier, good hustle. Bridges, good hustle to contest the DiVincenzo miss, but somebody else got to get down there. My goodness. 58-52. Clarkson bringing it down. Give me one more bucket. It's a 6-point game. Give me one more bucket. Get it to 6 at least. Clarkson up top, 1-on-1 against Conley. Driving to his right. Stops, turns, leans in. Well contested. No foul there. They don't call the fouls. Edwards came over for the help, and that will end our first half 58-52. What y'all thinking? What y'all thinking? Conscious that they're playing like Westchester. I knew I recognized something. It's almost as if they have guys who actually play for Westchester out there. It's almost as if Dottier, McCullough, Diawara, Huckporty have all logged Westchester minutes today. Crazy how that could kind of be the case. George Jones said, I'll take down by 6 at half. Me too. Kim Sims. What's up, Kim Sims? Knicks for life. Absolutely, Kim. Absolutely, Kim. Gigi said, 14 seconds on the clock and couldn't get a shot. It's the Jordan Clarkson experience, brother. That is the Jordan Clarkson experience for sure. Jason said, super successful half. Got it to 1 point there at the end. Look, you just want to see this team down as many guys as they're down. Have a competitive game, and when it comes down the stretch, see if you can pull one out. See if you can steal one against Minnesota, because that's ultimately what it's going to be, right? If Minnesota, you got to look at this from Minnesota fans, right? If the Knicks were playing the Denver Nuggets, and the Nuggets didn't have Jokic, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, or give me one more guy out of the rotation, Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench. They didn't have those 4 guys, and the Knicks went into Denver, or the Knicks were playing Denver at home, and Denver didn't have those 4 guys. We would be looking at the Knicks like they were crazy for having a 6-point lead at halftime. Y'all would be losing your mind in the chat. We're playing Denver's G League team, and we only got a 6-point lead at halftime? No Jokic, and they can't build up a bigger lead at halftime? This Knicks team is terrible. That's what y'all would be saying in the chat. Y'all would be losing your minds if a situation like that occurred. And yet the Knicks, with their G League team, You're seeing McCullough minutes, Diawara minutes, Tyler Kolek gets to start at point guard, and they're down 6 at halftime? And y'all had the audacity to complain? The Knicks are a team of fighters, and it's beautiful to see that character that they have, that culture that they've built up, to seep its way all the way through the end of the bench, through the entirety of the roster. Everybody's fighting back. Mike Brown is digging deep into the bench. He's trying to find a solution. I like Shoes said, just a little bit better defense, and we should win this. Yeah, they didn't even play great defense. They're probably not going to be able to play great defense tonight. JA3, what's up, Jay? They're probably not going to be able to play great defense tonight with no Anunoby. Anunoby is just the backbone of their defense. He is, without him, with Anunoby in the lineup fully healthy, they are a around 10-ish ranked defense. With Anunoby, no Shamit, no McBride, they're around a 15-ish defense, 15th ranked defense. With no Anunoby, no Shamit, no McBride, all your point of attack defenders are out. They're probably just a flat-out bad defense, so they're not going to get a good defensive performance tonight unless we have just an outstanding second half from Towns and Robinson and Hukporti and Diawara and like guys like that. Bridges steps it up even more. Unless we have a night like that, where that happens in the second half here, they're just gonna have to outshoot Minnesota tonight. Like, that is the way you're gonna be able to win it. Radio extend, what's up, Radio? Don't let the vampires get you, Sheffy. No, never that, brother, never that. This channel, I lean more towards positivity, more towards optimism anyway, which is why you need the pessimist. You need some of the negativity in the chat every now and again just to kind of even out the scales. You don't want to go overly positive, because I go overly positive, which is why I feel like I'm always talking to the negative people in the chat. Just because, what are we going to do? Celebrate the whole night? No, like, there's things to also criticize. It is a competitive basketball game, and you're down 6. So, like, what are the things to criticize? What are the things to talk about? What can they clean up? How can they pull this game out, right? Kings Free said some Knicks fans have less heart than Knicks players. Yeah, this is for sure. MBM said Knicks had comeback abilities last year as well. No quit engraved in their chest. Absolutely. And that's where you tip your cap off to Tom Thibodeau, the front office, the players that they brought in. Like, everybody has a hand in building that culture that has seeped through the entirety of this organization so far. But look, they are down by 6 at half, and you have a full 24 minutes left to go. So there's still a possibility where they could just get blown out in the second half, right? Which is why they got to play well. They have to continue to play well. Wasn't the greatest first half, but they did their thing. We have a box score to go over as well. We could do that right now, because I do want to go over a couple of things. Do want to look at a couple of things, see where they kind of matched up here. Oh, we had that open already. So as a matter of fact, we can do this. We can do this for team stats, and then we can go over the box score here. Close. There we go. Towns with 24 first half points for all the stuff we were talking about. Towns 24 first half points. He did pick up 3 personal fouls, so he's gonna have to clean that up. The Knicks +5 in Towns minutes, by the way. He only played 15 minutes, 24 points in 15 minutes. They just can't really guard him right now. Only 4 rebounds for him. 4 turnovers though as well. I mean, this is the Karl Anthony Towns experience when he's gonna be the main go-to guy. He's gonna turn the ball over. That is going to happen, right? Robinson, 2 points in his 14 minutes on 1 putback earlier in the game. Only the 2 rebounds. He's got to get on the glass and battle Gobert down there. We're going to see how many rebounds Gobert has. I'm sure it's going to be 6, 7, maybe even 8. He started rebounding the heck out of the ball, especially in that second quarter. So we need Mitchell Robinson to step up. A lot of the talk about Karl Anthony Towns. Mitchell Robinson, where are you, brother? Started off the game nice. He had 2, was that offensive? Yeah, he had 2 offensive rebounds, like first play of the game, and hasn't really done anything since. So we need Mitch to step back up. Josh Hart, 5 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Josh Hardian-esque game. This is what Josh Hart does. Do we need a little bit more scoring from Big Josh? Sure. Yeah, sure. Because they need scoring from somewhere. Josh Hart is a starter, averages 12 a game. You need a little bit more out of Josh Hart tonight, and you're going to need him to step up in the scoring department the way you need everybody to step up in the scoring department. But doing everything else that we have always asked Josh Hart to do, the way he's always done, right? So, Josh Hart, 21 minutes, solid defense. Going to need him to step up offensively and knock down some shots. He's 2 for 6 from the floor and 0 for 2 from three-point range. Mikal Bridges, 4 for 8 from the floor, 9 points. You need a little bit more out of Mikal offensively? Sure. Yeah, did knock down a nice big 3. Need a little bit more out of him. Only 1 rebound and 0 assists. Need him to get a lot more active here. Conscious said, want to see some Jemison? I don't think you're going to see Jemison with both Robinson and Towns healthy and Ariel Hukporti as the backup big. Just how many... You can't play 4 bigs in your rotation where 3 of them are limited offensively. Like, if they had different capabilities as offensive players, sure, you might be able to sneak them in there as power forwards, as well, playing them alongside each other. But Jemison, Huckporty, and Robinson can't score, past 8 feet. Gigi said, Chef, can you believe some fans want Cat traded so bad that they're talking about trading for Sabonis or Kuminga? That is crazy. Concha said, where my boy Tosan at? Yeah, we'll go over the guys who did not play because it seemed like Mike Brown let everybody loose out there. But we'll get to him. We'll get to him when we get to the bench. Tyler Kolek, 6 points, 3 for 10 from the floor, 0 for 3 from three-point range, 4 boards, 3 assists, only 1 turnover, 2 steals for Tyler Kolek. Fine. It was fine. Nothing that stood out too much, right? Tammy said, might not be a perfect half. They're pushing and trying. 6 at the half isn't half as bad as it could be. True. As long as they keep it up, I see the win. Yeah, just get it close. Stay close as you can as Joel Embiid goes down holding his knee. Unfortunate for him, but also unfortunately, what else is new with him? They're showing the highlights going around the league there. We'll also go around the league in a second here. Tammy said, trade talk needs to just stop. Let me win with the team we have. I'm with you, Tammy. I'm with you. It's too early for trade talk. We are not in trade season yet. We'll get the trade season towards the end of January. But Tyler Kolek, he's been fine. Nothing that stands out too much. Kind of is what he is. 3 for 10 from the floor is not great. Want to see him a little bit better than that. Gigi said, Brooklyn 95, Philly 77. Yeah. And unfortunately, the next time we play Philly, Chi will also be on the second night of a back-to-back. So, fortunately, we won't be able to see our best against them, but they should be able to pull that one out. Hopefully, they get a little bit more rest going into that one. Yak said, stats pretty even, but they took more threes. Yeah, we'll go over the team stats as well. Dadier played 8 minutes. So, I think Mike Brown did like what he saw out of Dadier. He gave him an extended run there in that second quarter. I thought it was pretty crazy. Oh, earlier, they're showing Tyrese Halliburton taking shots on the court. Hold on, Halliburton. You going to come back this year? Forget about Indiana. The Knicks. Paco Dadier played 8 minutes. He played the second most minutes off the bench. Check that out. See, that's a good sign. We were talking about how it was a bad sign that Kevin McCullough got into the game before him, but then it's a good sign that Dadier played better than McCullough. He was a lot more active. He took 2 threes. Got to knock one of them down, big dog. He took 2 threes in his 8 minutes. Mo Diawara got 7 minutes. Ariel Hagporty only got 4. Jordan, because they had to get Towns back out there. My goodness. Ariel Hagporty only 4 minutes. Jordan Clarkson, 15 minutes, 6 points. He knocked down 2 threes. Great, cool, awesome. They didn't have any turnovers, no turnovers. Defense was atrocious from Jordan Clarkson. Some of the 2-point shots he took. Mr. Andre 037. What's up, Andre? Jordan Clarkson was up and down, which is the Jordan Clarkson experience. Did some good things, did some not so good things, and that's what I expect. Kevin McCullough Jr. got a 4-minute stretch there before Dadier got in, and didn't really do anything in those minutes. Didn't stand out. Didn't take a shot. He attacked the basket once on a swing through, on a kick out for him. He attacked the closeout, and that's really the most memorable thing he did. So not a lot to go over with Kevin McCullough Jr. there, unfortunately for him. If we go over Minnesota real quick, Anthony Edwards, we'll start with him. 18 points in that first half. 6 for 12 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3. Only no rebounds, 1 assist for him. 10 rebounds for Rudy Gobert. So it's actually a lot more than what I thought. I thought it was going to be around 7 or 8. It's actually already up to 10. On his way to a double-double, he also has 8 points. 6 for Randall. They're doing a pretty good job on Randall. Randall hasn't been super aggressive, but they're doing a pretty good job of keeping him out of the paint and forcing him to shoot a bunch of floaters and fall-away jumpers. Gobert, they have to do a much better job of keeping him off the glass. How many offensive rebounds does he have? He has 4 offensive rebounds. So Robinson's got to help clean that up. Towns has to help clean that up and boxing him out. Obviously easier said than done, but you have the double big lineup out there to be able to take care of situations like that. Conley knocked down a 3 earlier in the game. Hasn't really done much since then. 2 assists for him. Not a whole lot to expect out of the 38-year-old vet there. Jay said, Kobe never loved the rest games, but this is a new NBA. I mean, the game is just fundamentally different than even when Kobe played. The game is faster. Is part of the reason why you're seeing far more Achilles tears, which is not something that was common previously in the NBA. Like, there's just too much basketball being played at too fast of a pace. DiVincenzo with 7 points. He's made 2 shots. Both of them were 3-point shots. He's got 7. Got to stop giving up these 3-point looks. Naj Reid is 1 for 6 from 3. So eventually he'll start making a couple of those. He's got 5 points. Part of the reason why the Knicks were able to come back was just missed shots from Edwards and Reed from three-point range. Allowed them to get back into the game. So the Knicks need to do a better job of cleaning that area up. Clark got 6 minutes. He scored a basket. Terrence Shannon Jr. got 6 minutes. He didn't score a basket. Dylan Tylen got in there. He knocked down 3 threes in his 11 minutes. So the Knicks have to, again, clean up the three-point shooting from their guys. Obviously, the defense is not going to be good being down the guys that they're down, but still have to be able to compete against them and clean up some of these mistakes here. Gobert had a bunch of offensive rebounds, but if you look, tied possession battle, 49 shot attempts for the Timberwolves, 48 for the Knicks. 3-point shots is the biggest difference in the game and why the Minnesota Timberwolves scored 58 points in that first half. 9 made for Minnesota, only 4 made for the Knicks. And Minnesota's also taken 11 more than the Knicks. So also getting the volume up there. Rebounds, even. Offensive rebounds, about even. Minnesota has 1 more offensive rebound, but the Knicks, you know, they want to win this game, and they're starting the double big lineup. That's an area you want to dominate the boards, right? Greg Prime, what's up, Greg? Assists, Minnesota with 3 more assists. You know, in order to get assists, you actually have to make shots, and the Knicks have struggled to make a couple of shots tonight. So is Minnesota, though. So steals, about even. Blocks, Minnesota with 3 more, 4-1. Total turnovers about the same, 8-7. Fast break points about the same, 12-10. Points in the paint, the Knicks dominating the paint, 30-22 there. The Knicks have committed 9 more fouls. So if that can even out as the game goes on, maybe we'll see the Knicks squeak this one out. But when you look at this, Minnesota has led for 85% of the game. The Knicks have only led for 8% of this game so far. Largest lead for Minnesota was 16. Knicks have an uphill battle to climb to get back into this one, but they cut it 10 points off of that. It's a 6-point game at halftime here. So Greg Prime said, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, brother. Happy holidays to everybody and whatever they celebrate. AP said, I'll tell you this, the Thunder have their hands full with the Spurs, and the Nets are blowing out the Sixers. Yes, we will go over it. We will go over it. We'll go around the league right now, actually, because that will conclude our box score watch. Now let's go around the league. The Hornets blowing out the Wizards. Okay. The Nets blowing out the 76ers. What a turnout. Joel Embiid had 21 points before he went out with the knee injury, unfortunately for him. Atlanta up by 13 on Chicago at the end of the third. We've seen Chicago make a couple of comebacks so far this year, so that one's not over yet. Cavs blowing out the Pelicans. They're up 21. Bucks blowing out the Pacers. They're up 24. Raptors blowing out Miami. I mean, not blowing out, but they're up by 15 there. Mavs up by 7 on the Nuggets. Spurs Thunder tied in a tight one. Listen, Thunder are losers of 2 of their last 3 games. The undefeatable Oklahoma City Thunder. Losers of 2 of their last 3. We can look at the box score of this one real quick. Wemby is playing, right? He is back fully healthy. He is still coming off the bench. I don't know about this. I understand it. You don't want to rush him back and put him in the starting lineup, but like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Still coming off the bench is a little crazy. Ken Neal, what's up, Ken? Who are the Knicks trading? I don't know, brother. You're going to have to come back and ask me at the end of January when we get into the trade season. Teddy Don, what's up, Teddy? We will win the game tonight. Don't worry, my brother. I'm not worried. Definitely some people in the chat who have given off some nervous energy. Jay said, the division will get interesting if Jason Tatum comes back this year. Not worried about one thing with the Boston Celtics. Not worried one bit. Is that the last game going on so far? No, Lakers and Suns have also tipped off. Grizzlies, Jazz have also tipped off. We just have the late games. Start at 10 and 10:30. But here we go already. Start of the third quarter. Here we go, y'all. Edwards swings it over to Randall up top. Swing it out to Conley. Wide open left corner 3. And he gets it started with a 3 to start the quarter. Not what you want to see from the Knicks. Start of the third quarter. Let's get our timer going. Kolek has it up top. Back to 9. 61-52. Bridges coming to his right, and they call a moving screen on Robinson. Knicks not coming out the way you wanted them to. All right. Mike Breen giving a little bit of an injury update. I've been asking for it, been asking for an update. Mike Breen just said Deuce McBride very close to coming back, and Landry Shaman not that far off either. So, beautiful. Exactly what we needed. DiVincenzo tagging him on the baseline, up top to Randall. Randall straightaway three over Kolek on the late closeout, but he can't get it to go. Towns with the rebound, gets it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart bringing it down. Josh Hart has it up top, hands it off to Bridges. Bridges being guarded by DiVincenzo. Coming to his left off a Towns screen. Towns has it in the post against DiVincenzo. They show two. Coming to his left. They call an offensive foul on Karl-Anthony Towns using that off arm to fend off of DiVincenzo. Fourth foul on Towns. Towns waving to the bench like, it's fine, I got it. But like, brother, you now got 4 fouls, started the third. What do you want us to do, big dog? Come on, man. Stop using the off arm, brother. I don't know how many times we got to have this conversation. I don't know how many times we got to have this conversation, but your inability to stay out of foul trouble might cost your team tonight because you are the guy, you are the go-to guy. Can't get into foul trouble here. Randall, left wing three over Robinson. Can't get it to go. Long rebound. Out to Gobert. Gobert swings it up top to an open DiVincenzo, but he passes up over to Edwards. Edwards a left corner three, and he got it to go. Edwards up to 21. Towns with 24. So they're going toe-to-toe. But Minnesota with a 12-point lead now. All I'm asking is to not get blown out. That's all I'm asking, Knicks. Keep it close, and then try to squeak it out in the fourth. But you're now down by 12. Got to get back into the groove here. Have yet to score in this third. And a foul by DiVincenzo as Kolek was trying to come off a screen. Okay? Got to find a basket here. David Osh Jr. said, leave Towns in. Got to learn. I mean, at 28, 29 years old, I think we're past the point of having Karl-Anthony Towns learn. Kolek gets it into Robinson. Robinson. Trying to find somebody. Dribbles it all the way around. Now gets it over to Kolek on the right wing. Kolek coming to his right. Swings it up top to Bridges. Bridges gets it over to Towns. Shot clock winding down. Quick fall away from Towns and throws up a wedgie. It's stuck between the rim and the backboard. Kane Carter? Kane Cartier? What's up, Kane? Cat, you're going to Milwaukee. Ram Jam, what's up, Ram Jam? It's who he is. Yeah, like I said, at 28 years old, it just kind of is who he is. You just gotta be able to live with it. Gotta be able to figure out a way to play through it. And they do a jump ball at center court. Robinson wins the tip yet again, and Kolek will bring it down, all right? We need a basket here, Knicks. We need a basket. Kolek coming to his right, driving down the lane. Scoop with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Robinson able to snake it. Can't get the first tip. Can't get the second tip. Robinson just smokes a layup there. Kolek with the rebound, though, swings it out to Bridges. Bridges can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound again. And a foul on the Timberwolves. Is Robinson getting active on the glass? Exactly what we needed to see. Exactly what we talked about at halftime there for Robinson. He had 2 offensive rebounds to start the game on the first offensive possession and then didn't grab a rebound the remainder of the game. So him getting active on the glass there, battling Gobert down low. It's exactly what you need on a night where you don't have the offensive firepower, and now Towns in foul trouble. Kolek gets it up top to Josh Hart. Josh Hart swings through to his left, driving it down against Conley. Kicks it up top to Kolek. Kolek swings through to his left down the lane. Stops short, throws up the floater over DiVincenzo. Got it to go. There you go, Kolek. Back to 10. Back to 10. Here comes DiVincenzo bringing it down. He has it on the left wing. Coming to his right up the Randall screen. And a foul on Josh Hart. Josh Hart wants the moving screen on Randall. He doesn't get it. They call the foul on Hart there. Mark.tv said, he's past learning. He's a professional. Stop making excuses. It's beyond being a professional. He's 28 years old. He kind of is who he is. Edwards spins along the baseline and knocks down a fall-away jumper over Bridges. Not good enough defense from Bridges there. Like, you got to be a little bit more intense there, Bridges. That's just an easy fall-away shot for Edwards. That's a practice shot. Kolek picks up his handle. Gets it over to Bridges. Bridges on the left wing, being guarded by Edwards. Coming to his right, driving it down. Backing him down, has it in the paint. Fall-away jumper for him. Knocks it down. Good move from Mikal Bridges. Need him to be a lot more aggressive offensively. Dennis Floyd, what's up, Dennis? Kanye East, what's up, Kanye? Edwards has it on the right wing, being guarded by Bridges. Backing him down. Foul line fall-away jumper. Looking for some revenge there. Can't get it to go. Josh Hart with the rebound, pushing the pace against Randall. He's going to swing through down the lane. Gets caught in the air. Kicks out to Kolek. He's going to show a pump fake. Sidestep up top to Bridges. Bridges. Bullet pass inside the Robinson. A bad pass from Bridges. Bad pass from Bridges and a turnover. Here comes Randall pushing it the other way. Kicks it out. Edwards wide open left wing three. Can't get that one to go. Robinson skies for the rebound. All right, Knicks catch a little bit of a break there. And here comes Josh Hart. 10-point game. Let's get it back to single digits with 8:30 to go here in the third. Josh Hart coming to his right off a Robinson screen, down the lane, pass fake, swings it, got nowhere to go, kicks it out to Kolek. Kolek up top, swings it over to Towns. Towns catches, driving it down the lane, goes up against Gobert, can't get it to go, no foul call. And then the Timberwolves just throw it away. They get over to Bridges, extra pass to Towns. Towns pump fakes and gets fouled by Gobert. Should be 3-point shots for Towns. Jay said, man, this is ugly. The Knicks it's going to be ugly. The Knicks don't have 4 rotation players. It's going to be ugly. You're going to have to win the ugly ones, right? You got to find a way to win. Towns is at the foul line. It should be 3. Unless he stepped in and was stepping on the line. But I don't think he moved his feet. Like, I think he pump faked and just stood there and Gobert ran into him. So it should be 3 free throws here for Towns. Can cut it to 7. Can cut it to 7. Just got to knock down your free throws. He's already missed 1 today, so that's it. I'll give you 1 missed free throw. 1 missed free throw game because it could happen. Nobody's perfect. 2 is, I'm going to be upset about 2, but 2 is somewhat understandable. After that, no more. No more. So he's already missed 1 today. Don't get me upset. Knock down your free throws. And maybe I just gave him the commentator's curse, but had to be said. Had to be said. Mark.tv. Make your free throws, please. Absolutely. Absolutely. Callahan with the subscription. Appreciate you, Callahan. Hope you're having a good time tonight, brother. Thank you for the subscription. Towns does knock down the first one. Thank you, Towns. There it is. Callahan. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Towns knocked down the first one. Got 2 more coming. Knocks down the second one. There you go. Down to 8. Got 1 more coming. Get it to 7. Get it to 7, Towns. And he knocks down all 3 free throws. I was worried I gave him the commentator's curse, and I did not. I did not. He knocks down all 3. Way to knock him down. Way to knock him down. Conley bringing it down against Kolek. He has it up top. Coming to his right off a Randall screen. They get it over to Randall. Randall up top being guarded by Robinson. Coming to his left. Hands it off to DiVincenzo. Coming to his right off the handoff. Back to Randall. Randall pull-up jumper out of the mid-range. Can't get it to go. Kolek comes from the weak side and with the rebound. Here comes Josh Hart, right side of the court, bringing it down against DiVincenzo. Spins right off of him. Grabs it. Goes. Lefty layup. Can't get it to go. Robinson with the rebound. Kicks it out. Kolek, a straightaway 3. Line me up. Line me up, Tyler Kolek, his first 3 of the game, baby. Off an offensive rebound from Mitchell Robinson. Knicks starting to attack the glass. Mitchell Robinson specifically starting to attack the glass. And Tyler, the creator, knocking down the 3 there. It's back to a 4-point game. A team of fighters out there. Love to see it. Love to see it. All created from the rim attack from Josh Hart. DK for 3. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Greg Prime said, Big Purr with the stiff arm. He thinks he's on the Jets, folks. K. Hazy, Spike Lee out there on the road. Is he out there? Is he in the building? That's awesome. That's hilarious. Hilarious. Shout out Spike Lee. Mark.tv said, love to see this. Absolutely. Absolutely. MBM creator in motion. Indeed. Indeed. Towns up to 27 points, 5 rebounds, 4 fouls. Got to clean that up. Mitchell Robinson has grabbed 3 offensive rebounds so far here in this quarter. Has led to open baskets for the Knicks. Josh Hart, 5 points, 8 boards, 6 assists for him. 11 points for Mikal Bridges now on 5 for 10 from 5 for 10 shooting. Kolek up to 11.6 rebounds, 3 assists for him. Teddy Don said, I told you we're going to get this game. They got an uphill battle to climb for sure, but I'm with you. Kanye E said, where's Deuce McBride? He's been injured for a while. Mike Breen did just inform us that Deuce McBride is very close to returning. So what that means, I don't know. Maybe he can make a surprise appearance, a Christmas miracle. Get him back for the Christmas Day game, I'm hoping. Hoping for that. Oops. Our bench is going to hold us down tonight. Absolutely. Absolutely. They need it. You know, Mike Brown's digging deep into the bench. Let's see who he goes to in this second half. He's probably going to lean a lot more on his starters here in the second half. Joseph said, why do some people call him Mike Breen? The commentator? That's his name? What do you mean? MBM said, Minnesota's battle-tested, no easy, nothing here. Absolutely. They got Anthony Edwards, who's been incredibly clutch so far this year. So even if you do get it close here in the fourth quarter, and it's a clutch situation game, you're without Captain Clutch. So who do you go to down the stretch, right? It is an uphill battle for sure. You have to not just take the lead. You have to not just take the lead. You have to get it to a point where Anthony Edwards can't steal it from you at the end. Joseph said, "Oh, the commentator. I thought people called the coach Mike Breen." No, we're talking about Mike Breen, the commentator. He's doing the game tonight for MSG. Legendary commentator. Mike Breen and Mike Brown. Randall has it up top, being guarded by Robinson. They swing it over to Conley. Conley coming off the screen, a pull-up three. Can't get it to go off the Gobert screen. Towns with the rebound. Ooh, timer was going. Towns, straight away, kicks it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart has it up top. Coming to his right of a Robinson screen. Now coming to his left, loses the handle, picks it back up, spins to his right off the Robinson screen again. Picks up his handle, swings it out to Kolek. Conley went for the steal. Kolek in the lane, throws up a floater, can't get it to go. Looked like he was blocked from behind by Conley. Great defense from him. And then Josh Hart fouls DiVincenzo in transition, and it's a foul on the floor. MBM said if JC comes alive, if anybody comes alive, right? We need somebody. It's been Karl Anthony Towns doing a lot of the heavy lifting tonight, and then kind of people chipping in every now and again. You need somebody to get hot. So it's a foul on the floor. Are we going to get a timeout here? Make sure going back to the bench, talking with the coaching staff. I guess they're looking to see if it's a clear path foul. It's not a transition take foul because Josh Hart very clearly goes for the steal there. I don't know if it's a clear path foul. They're kind of shoulder to shoulder at that point, but see what the refs come out with. Keenar, what's up, Keenar? First time I'm seeing you today. Cat showing Jones, former team, after what? 2 points versus Miami, showing up. Yeah, he's, we expected that. Fully expected that, right? He does have the 4 fouls, which is rough. Jay Davis, let's go. Yes, sir, Davis. Yes, sir. Ref's still looking at it. And we get a decision here, refs. Come on. What do we always say, Susan? Time limit on these reviews, man. Time limit on these reviews. I said clear path is such nonsense. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of shoulder to shoulder there. Refs are still looking it over. My goodness. My goodness. Finally, they've made a decision, Mike Breen says. So it's not a clear path, but they're going to give him 2 free throws because now they say off the review that he gathered the ball. I didn't know that was reviewable. The Knicks didn't challenge. The Timberwolves didn't challenge. There was no timeout called. This was a referee-initiated review, and then they just changed the call with 7 minutes to go in the third. Even Mike Breen in the commentary is like, that's just a strange decision. So DiVincenzo at the foul line for 2 here. 4-point game, DiVincenzo at the foul line for 2. And he misses a free throw. Ball don't lie, y'all. The ball does not lie. I don't know what the referees are on there, but I said this gather got to go. The gather rule makes sense when properly applied. The referees just willy-nilly decide whether or not a player is gathered or not. It's silly. Very silly. Huck Porty's in the game, by the way. DiVincenzo does knock down the second one. Josh Hart has it up top. Under 7 to go. Gets it over to Towns. Towns a straightaway 3 of a Randall. Got it to go. Okay, Karl Anthony Towns waking me up. He's up to 30. He is up to 30. It's a 2-point game. Conley on the right wing. Being guarded by Kolek. Coming to his left off, gets it over to Edwards. Edwards coming off the Gobert screen, snaking his way down the lane. They kick it out to Randall. Randall, right corner three. Can't get that one to go. Knicks catching the break with Minnesota not having a great shooting night from the perimeter. They swing it over to Bridges in transition for a three. Can't get it to go. Hugporty had it, lost it. Towns knocks it loose, shoves it over to Kolek. Kolek up top to Josh Hart. Conley went for the steal again. Josh Hart driving it down, gets it back to Kolek. Line me up. Line me up. Too strong, can't get it to go. Towns with the long rebound. Shovels it down low to Hugporty. Was not expecting it, but he does get the finish, tying it up. Beautiful pass from Karl-Anthony Towns. Hit Hugporty right in the chest, and he was not even expecting it. It's a tied ball game. 13-1 run for the Knicks. DiVincenzo coming to his right at the Gobert screen. They swing it up top to Conley. They swing it over to Edwards. Edwards being guarded by Bridges. Jab step. Jab step. Puts up the left wing three. Can't get it to go. Tyler Kolek with the rebound. Knicks can take the lead here. We're past the halfway point. Home run past the Bridges. Down low. Layup. Got it to go. And the foul, baby. Knicks take a 2-point lead. There you go. Kim Sims, let's go Knicks. Absolutely, Kim. Absolutely. Chaos, kid. What's up, Chaos? Tom Thibodeau is why inflation is so high. Oh, my goodness. Mikal Bridges going to the foul line from one here. Knock down your free throws. Please, Mikal. Please knock down the free throws. Free. Easy. Knock them down. As he misses a free throw. Come on, man. Here comes Edwards bringing it down the other way. 15-1 run here for the Knicks. Edwards attacking to his left. Gets all the way to the basket for the easy two-handed slam. Terrible defense from them there. Blew right past him. Hugporty was not in position on help side. And Edwards gets a free, easy dunk out of it. Kolek bringing it down. He has it up top being guarded by DiVincenzo. Half spin, coming to his left off a Towns screen. Kolek pulls it back out, gets it over to Towns. Towns steps back for a three, being guarded by DiVincenzo. And then a foul on DiVincenzo. Karl-Anthony Towns used that off arm again, but they call the foul on DiVincenzo, so Karl-Anthony Towns and the Knicks catch a break there. The Knicks are in the bonus, so Towns making his way to the foul line. Yak said, how many Kolek rebounds? 7 Kolek rebounds. 11 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists for Tyler Kolek so far. Not a bad game at all. Not a bad game at all. Towns at the foul line for 2. Gotta knock these down. Gotta knock these down. Teddy Don, never give up on the Knicks. Never, ever. Not this team. Not this team. Radio Extinct said T-Wolves fans should be crashing out. I mean, I know Knicks fans would if this were an opposite situation. MBM said end the quarter the right way. Make your free throws. We're in the bonus. Absolutely. 5:23 to go. You're in the bonus for the final half of this third quarter. It's a tied ball game right now with Towns at the foul line for 2. And he knocks down the first free throw. Kim said never ever. Knicks for life. Absolutely. Absolutely. Towns knocked down the first free throw. He's got one more coming. Dripping sweat. Working hard out there. He's got the 4th foul. Picked up the 4th foul early in this quarter. As he misses a free throw. Bones Highland bringing it down, being guarded by Clarkson. Clarkson in the game along with Hart, Bridges, Towns, and Hugporty. Highland has it up top, coming to his right off a Clark screen, and they call a moving screen on Clark. Way to get over the screen with gusto, Jordan Clarkson. Ball going back to the Knicks. Okay. Dadier at the scores table. Dadier coming in. See, that's a good sign. Dadier played well in that first half. Love to see it. Coach rewarding him. Tried everybody out there. Going with Dadier. First wing off the bench. No Diawara. Dadier first wing off the bench. Clarkson has it up top. And then a foul on Highland getting 2 hands. He's going to send Clarkson to the foul line for 2. Five minutes to go. Clarkson at the foul line for 2. Highland and Minnesota confused at the foul call. I'm kind of confused at the foul call too. They got to show me a replay on it. I guess, look, he did have 2 hands on the ball handler, which is no longer allowed. You can't hand check anymore as Clarkson misses a free throw. I'll lose my mind at the missed free throws tonight. You're down so many guys. You can't afford to be missing free throws if you want to squeak this one out. What are y'all doing, Knicks? What are you doing? Clarkson misses the first one. He's got one more coming. He at least gives us 1 point from the foul line there. We're up by 2. Highland bringing it down. 5 minutes to go. Highland has it up top. Shoves it over to Randall. Randall dancing with it, being guarded by Hug Porty. To swing it back up top to Highland. Highland back to Randall. Jab step, coming to his left, down the lane. Kicks it out. Edwards, pump fakes, driving to his right, pulls it back, dances with it against Bridges, coming to his right, stop, fall away mid-range shot. Got it to go. Anthony Edwards getting active now. Bridges having no chance against them right now. Joseph have so many missed free throws. Yeah, unfortunately. Dadier has it up top, being guarded by Edwards. Reed now switched onto him. They get it over to Towns. Towns being guarded by Randall. Back into his right, driving it down. Going right through his chest, goes up off glass, can't get it to go, can't get the tip. Battle for the rebound, knocked out of his hands. Here comes Highland bringing it down the other way, putting his head down, attacking. Clarkson back treading. They kick it up top to Edwards, being guarded by Towns. Driving it down, loses the handle. No foul called, out of bounds instead. Edwards looking for a foul call, they don't give it to him. Knicks catch a bit of a break there. MBM said Bones has how many fouls? I think that's his first foul. Towns now going to the bench for a rest here. They get it into Reed. They get it out to Jalen Clark. We're tied at 71. Now they get it back to Edwards. Edwards looking to take over here. It's a tied ball game. Ball in his hands. Dancing with it against Dadier. Now behind the back, coming to his left, step back, fall away. Good defense from Dadier. It does not matter when you're guarding a superstar. Hand in his face. I'm going to knock it down anyways. Minnesota takes a 2-point lead, 73-71. 4 minutes to go. Josh Hart has it up top, hands it off to Dadier. Dadier over to Clarkson. Clarkson being guarded by Highland. Clarkson coming to his left off the Hug Porty screen. A pull-up 3 for Clarkson. Got blocked by Highland. Not a good shot attempt from him whatsoever. Here comes Randall bringing it down. Good defense from Highland, but come on, Clarkson. We need you tonight. Edwards mishandles the ball, swings it over to Randall. Randall down the lane, and they call a foul on the Knicks, and Clarkson upset at the foul call. He wasn't involved in the play on the foul call. (73-71). Edwards going to go to the foul line. Randall going to go to the foul line for 2. He was the one who was driving the ball. Teddy Donson. Clarkson is the one who's going to shoot the winning shot. If that's the case, man, we might not make it out, Teddy. We might not make it out if Clarkson's the go-to guy. Robinson and Kolek back at the scorers table. No Towns in there. You need a Kolek out there for sure. Jason said, need more from Mitch tonight. True. I thought he came out the second half, started the third quarter really, really strong. Right? We talked about how he didn't really give you much in that first half. Outside of the 2 offensive rebounds to start the game. Didn't really do anything after that at all. I thought he came out, started the third quarter really strong. Then came out of the game. Now back in now. Tom Anthony said Clarkson has no clue, needs to go. We'll see who remains in the rotation. It's going to come down between Kolek and Clarkson, man. Because we know Shaman's a part of it. We know McBride's a part of it. Randall knocks down both free throws. 75-71. Back to a 4-point game. 3:30 to go. Kolek bringing it down against Highland. Has it up top to get over to Robinson. Robinson coming to his left. Hands it off to Bridges. Bridges driving it down to his right. Little fall-away jumper in the paint. Comes up short. Naj Reed with the rebound. Here comes Edwards. Edwards wants the ball in his hand. Bridges is going to pick him up. Edwards up top. Coming to his left off the Reed screen. Pull-up 3 for him over Robinson. Ooh, Anthony Edwards is smooth with it. And a timeout from the Knicks. He's up to 32 points. 12 for 21 from the field. Oh, my goodness. Anthony Edwards feeling it tonight. Chris Kahn, what's up, Chris? Hold on, guys. Got to blow my nose. Anthony Edwards is doing what superstars do, right? He's pacing himself throughout the game, sensing that it's too close. Don't want to give the Knicks momentum. Give me the ball. Get out of my way. Knocking down mid-range shot after mid-range shot. Now walks into a pull-up 3 over Robinson. Got it to go down. Tough. Doing his best Jalen Brunson impression. Kid. Joseph said the Knicks just playing like they don't want to be there. They just want to go home. I don't know if we're watching the same game, Joseph. This Knicks team is playing incredibly hard. They just have a talent deficiency out there. David Osh Jr. said, how many games are you doing on Christmas? We're going to try and do 3 games, David. We're going to try and do 3. We're obviously going to do the Knicks game, the 12 o'clock game. We're going to try and see what the schedule looks like, because then we're going to try to do Spurs OKC. And then we'll see how the rest of the day moves, what kind of energy we have, and then we're going to try and do the late game, which I believe is Denver, Minnesota. I can tell you right now, we're going to look at the Christmas schedule. Yeah, Denver, Minnesota is the late game. So we're going to try and do the late game. We're definitely doing the Knicks game, obviously, Knicks Cavs. Maybe we'll do Spurs Thunder, maybe. I think that's the next game I definitely want to try and do. And then it's a big maybe whether or not we do Timberwolves Nuggets. But we'll see. We'll see. So definitely 1 game, probably 2, maybe 3. But not interested in Mavericks Warriors whatsoever. And then the Lakers are on the ban list. So we're not watching the Lakers game. Jeff Brown said, see you all Christmas afternoon. See you there, Jeff. See you there. The reeling Cavs taking on the streaking Knicks. Kane said Kolek has to be more aggressive. Sure. No wrong. All right, here we go. Bridges bringing it down against Jalen Clark. They get it over to Robinson, over to Josh Hart, and the Knicks come out with Kolek, Clarkson, Robinson, Hart, and Bridges. Kolek up top, being guarded by Highland. Crosses over to his right. Kicks over to Clarkson, the right corner 3. Jordan Clarkson knocks me down. There you go, JC. He giveth and he taketh. Needed that one. Back to a 4-point game. Highland bringing it down, being guarded by Kolek. Mo Diawara at the scores table. Highland still has it up top. Gets it over to Gobert. Gobert hands it off to Highland. Dribbles to his right, puts up the 3 of Robinson. In and out, can't get it to stay. Josh Hart with the rebound. Hart bringing it down the other way. Swings it over to Bridges. Bridges on the left wing, being guarded by Edwards. Bridges coming to his right for Robinson screen. Now dancing around it, coming to his left. Now coming back to his right. Edwards does a good job navigating it. Hands it off to Josh Hart. Ball got poked away. Jalen Clark hit ahead to Edwards. He gets an easy runaway 2-handed slam. Why is my score so up? Did I give him a 2 when it should have been a 3? Previously, before the timeout, it's 80-74. It's a 6-point game. Kolek has it up top. 11-3 run from Minnesota here to take a 6-point lead back. Kolek being guarded by Highland. Dancing with it. Coming to his right. Now snaking it back to his left in the lane. Stop. Pump fake. Pump fake. Pump fake. Fall away floater. Got it to go for Tyler Kolek. There you go. Tough shot. Got it to go. He's up to 13 points. Might be on his way to a 20 ball. Naj Reid bringing it down. Reid gets it up top to Highland. Highland coming to his left off the Reid screen. Swings it up top to Reid. Reid being guarded by Robinson. Dancing with it. Steps back for a 3 over him. He's been off tonight. Continues to be off. Can't get that one to go. Gobert, the offensive rebound. Smokes the layup. Knocks Josh Hart to the floor. And Josh Hart screaming. Screaming, looking for a foul call. Pushes Gobert. Grabbed that Gobert's leg. Screaming at the ref. There was a lot of contact that knocked Josh Hart to the floor. There was a lot of contact twice. And Josh Hart, furious, picks up the intentional foul. And the refs have called some ticky-tack small fouls, but letting them battle underneath, especially on these rebounding battles. And now they have a situation on their hands where Josh Hart and Gobert got into it a little bit there. Oh, it's a technical foul. We're going to see what they rule. There's a lot to go over here between Josh Hart and Gobert. It's 80-76. Now the ref's forced to go to the monitor, and they're going to spend forever at the monitor. There is a lot to go over here. A lot of contact initially on the battle for the rebound. There is a situation with Josh Hart where Josh Hart battles for the rebound, gets knocked to the floor. Josh Hart extends his hands and goes for the knee. I don't think he went for the knee, but goes for the leg, which is extremely dirty. Because obviously, going for the knee there, I could see them kicking Josh Hart out of this game on a flagrant 2. Because that is like trying to injure somebody. They could if that were a Knick, if a Knick were in Rudy Gobert's situation and a player smacked at their knee as they were trying to run down the other end of the court, I definitely want to see that player tossed. I could definitely see Josh Hart being tossed here. That is a super dangerous play from Josh Hart. I mean, it's not even a play. He just smacks at Gobert's knee. I could see him being kicked out. Just that unnecessary, Josh. Yeah. Let his emotions get the best of him. For sure. Absolutely. Really dangerous play. They take the headphones off. Let's see what they come out with. They lose Josh. It's a big loss. Flagrant foul 1. Knicks catch a break there. I definitely think that's flagrant foul 2 worthy. Not a play on the ball. It's not a basketball play. It's super reckless. Could really injure a player. I think the Knicks catch a break there. I think the Knicks catch a break. Josh Hart will remain in the game. NBM said we've seen worse flagrant 1s. That could like end the career of Rudy Gobert though, and it has nothing to do with basketball. Gobert doesn't have the ball. It's not involved in an offensive play. Like Josh Hart's just on the floor and frustrated and is like, I'm gonna hurt this guy. Like that's extremely dirty from Josh Hart. He didn't hurt him. He didn't like actively go out and like, I'm going to hurt him. He just got frustrated and moved his hands out of the way. Again, I don't think he went for the knee. I think he was trying to like smack at his legs or something, but still. If I were a referee in that situation, I'd probably kick Josh Hart out of the game. It's not a basketball play. There's nothing basketball about what he did right there and could definitely seriously injure a guy. So Gobert's at the foul line for 2. Knicks catch a break in my opinion. Josh Hart remains in the game. Flagrant 1. Gobert steps to the line, knocks down both free throws, and Minnesota gets the ball back. Back to basketball, George Jones. Absolutely. Now we're past it. Back to basketball. Here we go. Timberwolves get the ball back. Highland has it up top. Highland gets it over to Gobert. Back to Highland. Highland being guarded by Kolek. Swing it over to Edwards, being guarded by Clarkson. Not a good matchup. Dancing with it, coming to his left, in and out dribble, crosses over to his right, down the lane, kicks it out to Clark. Clark being guarded by Diawara, swings through, down the lane, swings it out. Highland, wide open, left corner 3 for him. Comes up short. Josh Hart with the rebound there. Josh Hart pushing it the other way. Going to put his head down, pulls it all the way back out, kicks it over to Kolek as the trailer, pump fake, swings through to his left, down the lane against Reed, kicks out to Diawara. Diawara, left wing 3, line me up. Rattles it in for Mo Diawara. You love to see it. 82-79. It's a 1-possession game. 3-point lead for Minnesota here. 35 seconds to go. Highland coming to his left off the Gobert screen, snaking it back to his right hand against Kolek. In the lane, throws up the floater off a bump. Doesn't get the foul call. Kolek with the rebound on the wild shot attempt. Kolek bringing it down. It's a 4-on-2. They swing it over to Diawara. Pass fake. Puts up the right wing 3. Off the back rim. Can't get that one to go. Robinson battles for the offensive rebound. Saves it out to Clarkson. Now over to Kolek. Kolek has it up top. Pulls it all the way back out. Going to try and hold it for the final shot, but there's a 7-second difference. So Minnesota should get the ball back here. Kolek down the lane. Floater gets blocked by Gobert yet again. Kolek's got to learn how to get that up higher or use his footwork and positioning to get a better shot than that. Edwards has it up top. They show 2. They swing it out to Jalen Clark. They'll live with Jalen Clark 3s. They're not worried about him, but he makes them pay at the buzzer, knocking it down. Gigi said how Mitch runs at the 3-point shooter but doesn't even puts his hands up because they want to dare him to shoot. And I get what you're saying. End of the quarter, you got to run him off the line, but Gobert was standing under the basket by himself, so Robinson wanted to dare Jalen Clark to shoot that. For sure has to get a better contest than that. I'm with you. But, you know, wanted to dare Jalen Clark to shoot that. It was anybody but Anthony Edwards. K. Hayes said stupid defense again? I don't think so. If he closes out hard and runs him off the line, you know, because that's an easy blow by for Jalen Clark. It's an easy lob pass inside for 2 points, right? And you could say, well, I'll give up the 2 points versus the 3 points, but Robinson, knowing that Gobert is wide open under the basket by himself because he has to leave him to go out and contest Jalen Clark off the double team from Edwards, decided I'm just going to play the percentages here. About a 37%, 36, 37% three-point shooter. Jalen Clark hasn't made a shot tonight. Yeah, I'm going to give him a light closeout, see if he can make that shot at the buzzer. It's actually a high IQ play. It just didn't work out in his favor. He played the cards, right? Gambled. And he lost the gamble. Oda said we're losing. We are losing. 85-79. You are going to need a big Karl-Anthony Towns fourth quarter here to pull this one out. Joseph said, if only Brunson was here. This is what it is. Jason said, off topic, but Joker is the most complete big man we've ever seen on offense. Dude is absolutely insane. Yeah, he doesn't have an offensive flaw. The basketball gods decided to neuter him a little bit, to nerf him a little bit by making him a bad defensive player. He's not an awful defensive player, but he's about average, you know. If he was an above-average defensive player, my goodness, he'd be in the running for best player in NBA history. Gigi said Josh definitely killed the momentum. Maybe a little bit. I'm with you on that. You know, they had the rebound there. We're pushing it the other way. You know, it was a 4-point game, but then the flagrant happens, and then they knock down both free throws, and they get the ball back. So definitely killed the momentum a little bit. The Brooklyn Nets pulled out the victory over the 76ers. Hornets beat the Wizards. Cavs dominated the Pelicans. Bucks beat the Pacers. Raptors beat the Heat. And we got a couple of other games going on. Suns and Lakers playing again for what feels like the 10th time so far this year. My goodness. Thunder Spurs still locked in a tight one. But here we go, start of the fourth quarter. Kolek has it on the right wing, coming to his left off a Diawara screen. The Knicks come out with Kolek, Bridges, Clarkson, Diawara, and Towns. Clarkson, middle of the lane, follow-away jumper over Highland. Can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball. Highland able to grab it. Diawara battling for it. Now it's going to be a jump ball. Jump ball between Diawara and Highland. Good job from Diawara to keep that play alive. Good job from Clark to Kolek to also come over and help keep it alive. And it's going to be a jump ball between Highland and Kolek. AP said, yeah, we are losing, but at least they are trying. Too much positivity, AP. You got too much positivity there, my brother. I'm going to need some more negativity from you. Just as dad reminding people to the like button. If you're enjoying the show so far, please go ahead. Hit that thumbs up button. Like the stream. It is the best way you can show support to the channel, right? If you want to come back, if you're enjoying what we're doing, we stream 6 times a week. We're live. We're live all the time watching basketball. Diawara wins the tip, but doesn't knock it to anybody. Naj Reid able to pick it up. Euro steps down the lane, throws up the floater over Towns, can't get it to go. Towns secures the rebound. And here comes Bridges. Bridges has it up top. Gets it over to Towns. Towns being guarded by Naj Reid. Timberwolves are out there with Highland, Reed, Gobert, Conley, and Clark. Clarkson down the lane, can't knock down the floater, and then knocked out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Karl-Anthony Towns. Ball's going to go back to Minnesota here. Here comes Conley. Conley bringing it down. Conley coming to his left. Pocket pass to Reed. Down the lane. Swings it out. Clark ran off the line by Diawara in the lane. Kicks it back over to Reed. Reed, a right corner three. He's been off all night, but he knocks that one down. He was due for one eventually. Knicks continued to give him open looks, and it's back to a 9-point deficit for the Knicks. 14-8, 3-point discrepancy. Minnesota dominating the three-point line tonight. Kolek directing traffic. Gets it over to Towns, being guarded by Gobert. Has it on the left wing. Towns, in and out dribble, stops, turns, spins, driving it down, loses the handle out of bounds. And another turnover for Karl-Anthony Towns, his 5th. Towns trying to draw the foul there on Gobert. Too wild and out of control. Ball slipped out of his hands. Shows that Knicks are collapsing right now. A lot of time left here in the fourth quarter. Can't let it get too far down. Josh Hart coming back into the game now. He's at the scorer's table. Porty is now in the game. Porty comes in for Diawara. Josh Hart was yelling at him, "You gotta get off." Josh Hart visibly very upset at the scorer's table right now with the way this game is being officiated. Highland down the lane, stops, leans in, pulls it all the way out, swings it out to Clark, crosses over to his left, down the lane, kicks it up top. Naj Reid loses the handle and knocked out of bounds by Naj Reid, so the ball will go back to the Knicks here. Conscious that Josh Hart needs to chill. Visibly very upset. You can see it on his face. Very upset. Very annoyed with the way this game has gone. Kolek will bring it down. Being guarded by Conley. Knicks out there now with Kolek, Bridges, Hart, Porty, and Towns. Kolek taking it back to his left hand off the Porty screen. Stops in the mid-range. Leaves it off for Bridges. Bridges gets it back to Kolek. Kolek coming to his left. Driving it down. Goes up. And a foul on Conley. And they're going to say on the pass by Kolek. And Conley not happy. Not happy with the call. Now everybody complaining. Everybody complaining now. Nobody happy with the game, with the way the game is being officiated. They lob it into Towns. Towns being guarded by Reid. Backing him down. Backing him down. They show two. Flips it up. And Gobert goes up. And a late goaltend call. They give Towns the bucket there. Gobert went up there and snatched it out of the air. It looked like it was at its apex. You can show the replay here. It's close. I do think that's probably on its way down, though. Here comes Highland. Highland up top, being guarded by Bridges. Swings it out to Reid. Reid a straightaway three on the pick and pop. Comes up short on that one. Bridges with the rebound. Bridges bringing it down now. Coming to his left up a good Porty screen. Bridges driving it down. Crosses over to his right. Foul line, follow away, jumper over Gobert. Got it to go from McHale. All right, back to 5. 88-83. Knicks have to get this as close as they can with Anthony Edwards out of the game. No Edwards, no Randall from Minnesota here. So the Knicks should be able to get back into this one. Now Randall going to the scorer's table. They swing it over to Clark. Down low to Gobert. Gobert just get hacked by Porty. Porty raises his hand. Not good zone defense from the Knicks on that possession. Gobert at the foul line for 2. We just saw him make 2. Conscious said Randall having a bad night. He is having a bad night, but he is always liable to make a shot. Like he is an all-star level player. DiVincenzo also at the scores table getting ready to check back in. 9:24 to go, so we'll sync up our timer now. Gobert at the foul line for 2. Misses the first free throw. Bounced on the rim a couple of times, but he did miss the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Joseph said, these dumb refs with all these fouls. I do think it's been a very inconsistently called game, and I think that's a sentiment that you've heard around the league very often so far, or very often lately so far around the league. A lot of teams calling just for more consistency, where it feels like on a game-to-game basis, on a night-to-night basis, it's like almost like we're playing a different sport. One night we can't touch anybody, and then the next night it's a football game. Tyler Kolek bringing it down. Gobert does knock down the second free throw. It is a 6-point lead for Minnesota here, 89-83. Kolek has it up top. They swing it over to Bridges. Bridges dances with it against Conley. Bridges gets it over to Porty. Hands it back off to Bridges. Turns it over. DiVincenzo bringing it down the other way. Shoves it over to Highland. Highland, pass fake, pump fake. Pulls it out. Step back, left wing 3. Deep one. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Towns able to grab it. Good box out from Porty there to keep Gobert off the glass. Here comes Kolek bringing it down against DiVincenzo. Spins off of him, driving it down. Tries to leave it off for Porty. A bad pass from Kolek. Porty needed better spacing there. But you can't throw that pass. Randall has it on the left wing, attacking Towns. Driving it down, leans in. Stop, pump fake, steps through. Lefty off glass. Got it to go for Julius Randle. Like I said, all-star Julius Randle. And a timeout from Mike Brown. Randall goes right through the chest of Towns. And Mike Brown again talking to Tyler Kolek here. Learning lesson. 8:36 to go. Now down by 8 yet again for the Knicks. It's been an uphill battle all night long. It's going to continue to be an uphill battle to the end of this game. To be expected. To be expected. The other good game that's on tonight is the Thunder Spurs, which is a preview of what's going to happen on Christmas Day. I think watching this team play for the third time in 2 weeks makes the Christmas Day game like not as special, right? Like why did they schedule, like obviously they didn't schedule that first one, but why did they schedule this game to be played on the 23rd when the Christmas Day games are supposed to be special? Why do they have them playing twice back to back right before Christmas? Like it's supposed to feel like a special game on Christmas, and it'll be the third time. They couldn't have predicted the first one because it was an NBA Cup game. But 2 times in a row is crazy for what should be a special Christmas Day performance. Joseph said no OG and no Brunson, so yep, this is how it's going to be. I mean, look, man, it's an 8-point game. We talked about it all night. It's an uphill battle. Can you squeak it out at the end? Edwards will come back in at some point, so, probably not because he's a clutch player, so we'll see. And he's had the touch tonight, so. Gigi said, Kolek, you're a PG, the floor general. Why are you passing the ball to someone not named Cat or Bridges? Because Cat and Bridges are being guarded by the best perimeter defenders, and they're not like the greatest one-on-one scorers. Trying to move the ball around. AB said, we are not better than the Spurs. They did beat the Spurs, AP. They did beat the Spurs. What's Wemby doing tonight? 9 points for him. 9 points. San Antonio up by 5. Vassell with 14. Castle with 14. Barnes with 18. Barnes actually knocking down shots in this one. 2 for 4 from 3, 6 for 9 from the field, as opposed to what happened out there in Vegas the last time he was out there. AB saying, what looks like to me an exhibition game now? The NBA Cup game looked like an exhibition game to you, brother? Did we watch the same game? That was the most playoff regular season game you'll probably watch all year. I don't know what you were watching, big dog. All right, here we go. We're checking in here. Checking back in here. Jay Davis said, Bridges, not doing so great. Hope he can get going like right now, please. He's got 15 points. I mean, this is what Mikal Bridges does. You did want him to take a step up tonight with missing, down as many guys as you are, missing the guys that you are. Like, you want him to step up and be better. Josh Hart has it up top, being hounded by Highland. They swing it over to Towns. Towns, a right wing 3. Can't get it to go. Loose ball. He's looking for a foul call. He doesn't get it. Gobert with the rebound. Highland over to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo bringing it down. Cross court back to Highland. Now over to Randall. Attacking Towns off the bounce. Step back. Leans in. Going into his chest. One-legged fall-away jumper. Got it to go for Julius Randle. Back up by 10. Randall getting it going here in the 4th. 8 minutes to go. Still no Edwards. Usually 8-minute mark is when we see the stars come back in the game. Josh Hart throws up a floater. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Hug Porty has it in the paint. Against Gobert. Throws it up. Can't get it to go. Still battling for it. Can't grab it. Here comes Highland. Shot out of a cannon. Bringing it down against Clarkson. Kicks it in the corner. Conley left corner 3. Can't get it to go. Towns with the rebound. Here comes Towns bringing it down the other way. Robinson at the scores table looking to come in for Hug Porty. Towns, 0 steps down the lane. Throws up the floater. Got it to go. No foul call on Gobert there. It's kind of crazy. A lot of contact. 33 for Towns. Conley bringing it down. He has it up top. Guarded by Bridges. Conley gets it over to Highland. Highland on the left wing to get over to Randall. Randall being guarded by Hug Porty. Coming to his left. Leans in. Follow-away jumper over Huck. And he banks it in. Julius Randle getting it going. Tried to tell y'all. Tried to say that is all-star Julius Randle right there. Anthony Edwards at the scores table now too. Didn't have a good first 3 quarters, but turning it up here in the 4th. Knocking down 3 big baskets to keep the Knicks at bay. Randall jumps the passing lane, steals it, a bad pass from Hart, and Randall gets a 2-handed slam. And he is the go-to guy right now, putting them back up by 12, and a full timeout from the Knicks will send Anthony Edwards back into the game, and Randall giving them the 12-point lead. Knicks don't have that go-to 4th quarter guy. What can they pull out? Can they pull out a miracle here? Can they pull off a Christmas heist? A holiday season heist here in Minnesota? He said Towns needs to get traded tonight. The guy with 35 points and 11 rebounds. That guy? Sure, brother, sure. Conscious said, trade Cat for who? They're probably going to say Giannis, and it just doesn't make sense. Just that said, JB just watching like us all. Yeah, white flag just dead. White flag? Nah, 7 minutes to go. Still got time. Still got time. Jason said 10 turnovers between Hart and Cat is rough. It is rough. It's kind of what happens when you don't have, a true PG out there to, facilitate the offense. Like, shout out to Tyler Kolek. I'm as big of a fan as anybody. But, there are levels to being point guard. And I know you guys love to see the pass first point guard, and you're like, yo, that's a true PG right there. But the game has changed, y'all. The game has changed. Concha said, Kolek not ready? I mean, he's not ready to be a starter. He's not ready to be a starter. He's only in his second year. Getting his first taste of, actual rotation minutes last couple weeks, even, hasn't been very long that he's been a part of the rotation. But, when you see Jalen Brunson averaging 30 and 6 assists and people are like, he's not a real point guard, this is why I look at you crazy, Facilitates the offense. He keeps Josh Hart and Karl-Anthony Towns from turning the ball over like crazy by being a ball handler. Jay Davis said, this is not on Kolek. I don't think anybody's putting it on Kolek. I'm just saying you're seeing the difference. The difference of what having, experienced point guard out there. Jason said, please explain, someone explain what TK was supposed to do tonight. If you expected more than this, you are nuts. I agree, Jason. I agree. Tyler Kolek is giving me exactly what I thought. He's actually giving me more. He's got 15, 9, and 6 tonight. My expectation for Tyler Kolek tonight was like a solid 12, 5, and 8, because he tends to get high assist numbers because he's a good ball mover. He's a great facilitator. That was my expectation for him. He surpassed it. He's got 18, 9, and 6. And we still have 7 minutes to go in this quarter, and he's back in the game. Here we go. Knicks down by 12. What you got for me, Knicks? Do you have one last hurrah in you here tonight? Kolek down the lane, knocks down a floater. There you go, Tyler Kolek. Right into the game, right to the basket, knocks it down. Back to 10. You got to work some miracles here. Come on, Knicks. You got it in you. I know you got it in you. Randall has it up top, being guarded by Robinson. Step back, mid-range jumper over Robinson. Comes up short. Kolek with another rebound. Tyler Kolek bringing it down. Kolek, stop, turns, spins, coming to his left, loses the handle, picks it back up, stops, pulls it out, steps behind the line for a 3. Knock me down, Tyler Kolek. He's doing his best Jalen Brunson impression for sure, baby. Edwards has it up top. Coming to his left, off a double screen. Edwards loses the handle, picks it back up, driving it down, stops, cross-court pass to DiVincenzo, wide open right wing 3. Can't get it to go, battle for the rebound, Randall had it, lost it, picks it up in the paint against Towns, stops, pulls it out. Now backing him down, kicks it out. Edwards, a left wing 3. Josh Hart a little late on the closeout. He comes up short. Tyler Kolek, his 10th rebound. He's got the double-double with rebounds. Now we need the triple-double with assists. Tyler Kolek has it up top, being guarded by Highland. Coming to his right, driving it down in the lane. Throws up the floater, can't get it to go. Battling for his own rebound, can't grab it. Knocked out to DiVincenzo. They swing it over to Randall. Randall down the lane. Stops, swings through. Against Towns, got the layup to go. And the 5th foul. Karl-Anthony Towns will send Randall to the foul line for one more. Tough spot to be in for Towns. Julius Randle coming downhill at you full speed. Hit you with the stutter step layup. Can't give him the and one, though. Can't give him the and one. Randle flexing to the crowd now. Feeling it in this fourth quarter for sure. Because that's at 13 in the fourth for Randle. Absolutely. Absolutely. Turning it up. Yak said Kolek triple-double. Got 4 more assists to get to. And 5.5 to go here, but not out of the realm of possibility with the way he plays. The Knicks can get hot here. They got to get Bridges back in the game for Clarkson. I know they put Bridges on the bench for a breather, but can still the guy who can get it going. Josh Hart throws up a floater, can't get it to go. Edwards with the rebound, bringing it down the other way. Randall did knock down his free throw, so it's back up to 10. Randall driving it down against Robinson, goes right to his chest. Pump fake, steps through, goes up, gets blocked, gets it back, gets the layup. Julius Randall cannot be stopped right now. Home run pass to Clarkson, a bad pass. Saves it to nobody. Edwards bringing it down. Home run pass to Randall against Robinson. Goes up, reverse layup, gets fouled by Robinson. Randall to the foul line for 2. He is a man on a mission right now, screaming to the crowd, getting them hyped up. Conscious that OG is a Randall stopper. I mean, OG isn't everybody's stopper. That's what OG does. That's what OG does. Mark said it's over. I mean, like the 3-minute mark, and you're still down double digits, and I'll agree with you. Randall knocks down his first free throw. He's got another one coming. MBM said slipping. Yeah, it's slipping. Bible said Randall destroying the Knickerbockers. He is getting it going, man. He's getting it. Fourth quarter, 14 points, 6 for 8 from the field. Dominant down the stretch. Randall goes 2 for 2 from the foul line. 90 to 104. 14-point deficit for the Knicks. They're going to have to pull off a miracle here. Down by a lot. Josh Hart bringing it down against Edwards. Gets pickpocketed in the backcourt by Edwards, and he gets an easy throw down. Might be a little bit of a dagger with 4:40 to go. What happened when you got no Jalen Brunson? Nobody to bring the ball down. Get it back into Josh Hart, who gets fouled by Edwards. Just that's it. Cat needed 60. Yeah, I mean you needed more from Bridges. You needed more from Hart in the scoring department. You need better defense all around. You needed something from Clarkson. Clarkson didn't give you a whole lot. He gave you something, but you needed more from Clarkson. Josh Hart has it up top to get it to Towns. Towns being guarded by Randall. Down by 16. Towns down the lane, throws up a floater, got it to go. But you need some stops. 4:20 to go. Not out of the realm of possibility if they can get hot from 3, but they got to get some stops. DiVincenzo left corner 3, and that one's a little bit of a dagger. DiVincenzo knocking it down. Everything going down from Minnesota now. Kolek bringing it down, coming to his right off a Towns screen. Pocket pass to Towns, walks into a straightaway 3 over Randall. Knock me down, Karl Anthony Towns. Gets the 3-point right back, but can't trade baskets when you're down by 14. Can't trade baskets. Under 4 to go. 40 for Towns. Randall loses the handle. Towns picks it up. Gets it over to Kolek. Kolek pushing it the other way. Kolek over to Clarkson. Clarkson fires the 3. Comes up short. Clarkson looking for a foul. He doesn't get it. Josh Hart comes up with the steal. Goes up with a layup. Can't get it to go. Goes up with another layup. Gets that one to go. And a timeout from Chris Finch. Down to 12. 3:30 to go. Okay. You got a miracle in you. You got a miracle, Knicks. Down by 12. 3:30 to go. Got more than enough time. That's 4 threes. Again, if you can get hot. If you can get hot. AB said Bridges is a role player. I don't disagree, brother. I don't disagree. But on a night where you're missing 4 rotation players, you need your role players to step up and do more. You needed more scoring from Hart. You needed more scoring from Bridges. Towns gave you what he can give you. 40 and 11 from Towns. Can't ask for anything more than that. You know, I guess you could say, well, where's the 50? Where's the 60? But, like, come on. He gave you 40. He gave you 40. That should be more than enough. Got to get more from Clarkson. Like, you know, next man up. You got to step up and give you more than what you usually give. MBM said, Miracle on 34th Street coming. Here we go. Here we go. Rocky Top said, we need the guard Cat. He's killing you right now, but Rando's had a whole lot to say. Towns trying to answer that run now, but down by 12, not looking great. Again, you need a holiday miracle here. Jay said, Rando not doing this with OG in the game? Yeah, but OG's not in the game, so. AB said, who won the trade? Every win or loss between these two teams is a referendum on the trade. So I guess tonight Minnesota wins the trade. I guess tonight the pendulum swings back towards Minnesota if they could pull this win off. Edwards has it up top, gets it over to Gobert. Gobert being guarded by Towns. Towns has the 5th foul, so he's got to stop being handsy. Edwards driving to his left. Mid-range pull-up jumper. Tries to bank it in, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Randall pulls it off. And a foul on Randall. Randall looking for a challenge from his coaching staff. Not going to give it to him. So the Knicks will bring it down by 12. What did the Knicks got for us? Kolek bringing it down. Coming to his right. Got a free lane to the basket. Kicks it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart fires a right wing three, no hesitation. Splashes it nothing but net. Down by 9. 4 threes, y'all. 4 threes. 9-point game with 3 minutes to go. Not insurmountable. Not insurmountable at all. DiVincenzo coming down, but you got to get stops. Something they've really struggled with tonight. Towns jumps the passing lane, knocks it out of bounds. 2:55 to go. Under 3 now. Rocky said, I'm getting scared they're going to pull off the win like the Michael Jordan North Carolina buzzer beater. It would be great. It would be great. Edwards up top coming to his left. Swings it over to Randall. Randall, pump fakes. Driving it down against Robinson. Crosses over. Blows past him. Loses it. Picks it back up. Stop. Pump fake. All the way over Towns. Got it to go. Julius Randall's so clutch tonight. And he gives him a little sachet down the court. Okay, Randall having fun out there at the Knicks' expense. Josh Hart has it on the right wing, being guarded by Edwards. Hart slips and falls. Saves it over to Kolek. Knicks don't have a ton of time to dance with it. Kolek behind the back, down the lane, goes up, flips it up with the right hand. Can't get it to go. Robinson an offensive rebound, but they call a foul and go Bears. Kolek is going to go to the foul line for 2. Yak said Kolek 8 assists. 2 more. You can get 2 more if the Knicks can, bomb away from 3 here and try to steal one. AB said Randall deserves the flex. Look how they just dumped him. They didn't dump him. They traded him for a better player in Towns. Jay Davis said, enjoy it, Randall. For now. Look, this is the last time these two teams will play against each other. The only way they can play against each other is if both of them make a finals run. So. Did they use the challenge? Minnesota uses a challenge here on the Gobert foul? Oh, yeah. I think that's a foul on Gobert. Even on the follow-through from Kolek as he releases the ball. He's still in the air. Gobert makes contact with his body and his arm and his face. Conscious said, I blame Josh Hart and Cat. I don't think anybody gets blamed for the loss tonight. Like, it just kind of is what it is. Right? Some games you win, some games you lose. I don't know if there's a clear person to blame. You were at a talent deficiency playing one of the best teams in the West. It was always going to be an uphill battle. Buzzer beater, what's up, buzzer beater? AB said I was against that trade. Randall started what we have. He should have been allowed to finish. I mean, I guess. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of the trade either because I've never been a Karl-Anthony Towns fan. But I didn't mind trading Randall for a clear upgrade. Towns is a clear upgrade over Randall. And if you are as big of a proponent of trying to win a championship as you claim to be AP, then you should be a proponent of trading Randall for Towns. Because that is a clear upgrade talent-wise. The issue is that, you also had to attach DiVincenzo to do it. And then at that point, it's like, I don't know. But I wasn't a big fan of the trade either. But either way. Randall being allowed to finish what he started means nothing to me. Doesn't really mean anything to me. And they overturn the call here. No foul on Gobert. Marginal contact. Oh, they call Robinson for a foul call. So the Knicks don't even get imminent possession. Ball goes back to Minnesota here. Disaster of a situation for the Knicks. Good challenge from Minnesota. They save the foul on Gobert, save the 2 free throws, and they pick up a foul on Robinson, and now he's on the bench. Bridges back in. They're going full offense here. They get it over to Edwards down the lane, flips up a lefty floater, way off on there. Kolek picks up yet another rebound, pushing the pace, bringing it down the other way, leaves it off for Bridges. Bridges, a left wing 3. Well short, barely grazes the rim. Gobert saves it over to Conley. Conley will bring it down, and it looks like the Knicks are running out of of opportunities here. Down 11, now under 2 minutes to go. Randle attacking Towns off the bounce, spins, coming to his left, backing him down, leaves it off for Conley. Conley left wing three. Kolek a little late to close out. Can't get it to go. Towns with the rebound. Kolek hit ahead to Josh Hart. Josh Hart bringing it down. Bump Euro down the lane, gets swatted by Gobert, picks it up, leaves it off. Bridges, a left corner three, he's open. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Gobert pulls it out. Hit ahead to DiVincenzo, and that should put a bow on it with 1:30 to go, up 11. Unless the Knicks just bomb away from three and just completely knock them all down, this one is probably going to be over. Edwards down the lane, gets fouled by Kolek. Jay Davis said, bridge to nowhere. Yeah, Mikal Bridges giving you 15 tonight on 16 shot attempts is not the performance you needed from him, right? You needed a bigger Mikal Bridges performance. Needed a better offensive scoring performance from Josh Hart. I mean, he was awesome everywhere else. 15 rebounds, 8 assists for Josh Hart, but you needed more points. As Edwards misses the first free throw, he's got another one coming. Towns with 40, 13, and 1 assist, with playing with the 5 fouls, is what you could have expected from Karl-Anthony Towns as the number one option. So he did his part. Josh Hart, for the most part, did his part. I'm not going to kill Josh Hart even for the 12 points. He's not much of a scorer, but did everything else to a high level. So I'll give him that. Anthony Edwards missed 2 free throws, by the way. Kolek driving it down. He's got a lane to the basket. Scoop play with the right hand. Can't get it to go. Josh Hart with the tip and putback. Conley will bring it down. Hit ahead to Randle. Conley on the right wing. Back up top to Randle. They're just going to wind down as much time as possible. We're under a minute to go. It's, a 9-point game. Randle up top being guarded by Bridges. Lob it over to Conley. Conley attacks along the baseline. They swing it up to DiVincenzo. Extra pass to Edwards. Edwards driving it down to the basket. Two-handed slam for Anthony Edwards. And perfectly played offensive possession there for the Timberwolves as they take down almost the entirety of the 24-second clock and still got the 2 points. And a throw ahead with 30 seconds to go. That one will pretty much do it. Karl-Anthony Towns uses his final foul there. He's going to come out of the game. Tyler Kolek winds up with a 20-point game as we have Tosan and Woma makes his first appearance tonight. Dadier comes in, Diawara comes in, Hugporty, McCullough. So end of the bench guys now in the game. We can go over the box score. This is pretty much over. Towns with 40 and 11, 40 and 13. Like I said, probably what you could have expected out of Karl-Anthony Towns tonight. You needed other guys to step up in the scoring department. Robinson gave you 2.7 boards. You're not going to expect a scoring punch from Mitchell Robinson, but you needed a better performance on the glass from him. Only 2 points in the first half. Josh Hart, 12 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 turnovers. Way too many turnovers. 5 turnovers for Towns. Again, this is, an issue when you don't have your ball handlers out there. Tyler Kolek did his best Jalen Brunson impression. 20 points, not very efficient. 22 shot attempts to get to 20 points, but he gave you 22, 11, and 8. Hell of a performance for Tyler Kolek there. And the final score, as you can see, is now 115-104. The Knicks will take a loss tonight. Bridges, 15 points, 1 for 6 from three-point range, 7 for 16 from the foul line. Just not a nearly good enough offensive performance from him, unfortunately. Even off the bench, you didn't get a whole lot on a night where you knew you weren't going to get a whole lot because you're down as many rotation players as you are. Your best performer off the bench scoring-wise was Jordan Clarkson. He was 3 for 11. So not a great night overall for the Knicks. Off the bench, Hugporty gave you 2 on a layup on a pass attempt from Towns. Diawara knocked down a 3. Outside of that, you didn't get anything. To be expected. So you really needed Bridges and Hart to step up offensively. I mean, Kolek gave you 20. Bridges, you can't give me more than 15. Kolek gave you 20. He took 22 shots. He was not bashful. He was like, I got to get shots up for my team. He was 2 for 6 from 3. He even outshot Mikal Bridges from 3-point range. So, you were in an uphill battle to begin with. Knew you were going to be an uphill battle. 19 turnovers just as that. Yep, way too many turnovers. But when you don't have your starting point guard, when you don't have Jalen Brunson out there, you don't even have OG Anunoby to help alleviate some of the pressure. It's to be expected. They had an uphill battle to overcome. They fought, they climbed, and they threatened to get over that hill. But ultimately, they came tumbling back down against a really good Minnesota team who now jumps up to 20-10 on the season. Knicks now will drop to 20-9 on the season going into the Christmas Day game. So, once we learned that Brunson and Anunoby were going to be out, the expectation for tonight shifted, and it became Tyler Kolek watch. It became Mo Diawara watch. And ultimately, it kind of became Bakum Dadier watch. He did get 10 minutes tonight, but didn't do anything in those 10 minutes. 2 rebounds and an assist for Dadier, but need to see some scoring for him. Nice that he got some trust. Played 10 minutes. Diawara played 10 minutes. So, again, that's kind of what it turned into. It became a watch of the young players and see if Karl-Anthony Towns can step up in a way that I didn't think he could. But Victor Marquez and Mitchell Robinson, 2 points, 26 minutes. That's horrible. There are these things in the NBA, Victor, called rules. There's these things in team sports called rules. Mitchell Robinson is not expected to score. Do you want him to score? Yeah. Do I expect Mitchell Robinson to give you anything offensively? Outside of rebounding? Outside of offensive rebounding? No. I think if you came in tonight and you see Mitchell Robinson score 2 points and you're like, how dare he? That's terrible. Like, no. The thing that Mitchell Robinson did not do well enough tonight was rebound the ball. That is the thing that you look at with Mitchell Robinson and you go, okay, how well did he play? You look at this number first, and then you come over and you look at this number. He did grab 6 offensive rebounds tonight, but he only had 2 rebounds in the first half, so not a good enough performance from him. AB said it was okay, considering it's the Westchester Knicks. Yeah. I mean, when you start looking at it like that, you start going, all right, look, man, they competed well against the Minnesota Timberwolves team that just beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? That same exact team. They were down McDaniels, which is a big part of their team. But, you're down 4 rotation players. No Brunson, no Anunoby, no Shamet, no McBride. And you went into Minnesota on the road, by the way. You went into Minnesota, and you put up a good fight. Came down to the end. You needed Julius Randle to put the Superman cape on to extend the lead there. And you played hard. Just Dad said, if only Josh didn't play like crap. I don't think Josh played like crap. I mean, you look at his box score, 12, 15, and 8. 6 turnovers. It wasn't the greatest Josh Hart game we've seen. Again, he's going to put up stats, especially when he plays 42 minutes tonight. But 5 for 14 from the floor, 1 for 3 from three-point range, only 12 points. Like, you needed more scoring from Josh Hart. You needed more points. The rebounding is always going to be there. Phenomenal. 15 boards for him. 8 assists for him. 6 turnovers is obviously too high. But again, you didn't have your natural point guards out there. Tyler Kolek did his best Jalen Brunson impression. 20, 11, and 8 for him is incredible. Only 2 turnovers as well. He did have the 3 steals. I mean, he played his butt off. I think they have a legit rotation guy here with Tyler Kolek. This is the thing we needed to see. And I think we're walking out tonight. Yeah, I think we're making a Tyler Kolek graphic. I do think it's happening, right? I don't know. See, I'm torn. Every time I'm like, yeah, I'm going to make it, I think like, okay, is Mike Brown going to trust Tyler Kolek over Jordan Clarkson? I think I would. I would trust Tyler Kolek over Jordan Clarkson in the rotation. But, at the end of the night, you look at the minutes distribution, 31 minutes for Tyler Kolek, only 30 minutes for Jordan Clarkson. I think he kind of sees these guys on the same level, and then I think he's going to lean probably more towards the veteran, Jordan Clarkson, who's more of a scorer off the bench. So, yeah, I said turnovers as a team. Yeah, turnovers killed them. Overall defense killed them. To be expected. Down Anunoby. Anunoby is the guy defensively for this team, But we look at team turnovers, 19 to 11. So the Knicks had 19 turnovers. 8 more turnovers than the Timberwolves. The greatest troll ever. What's up, troll? Damn, Knicks fans are ungrateful. Y'all complain about everything. This is the best call you had in years. Just enjoy it. I don't know, brother. I mean, when you lose a basketball game, you're going to criticize what happened in the game. It's not about being ungrateful. I think everybody is very grateful for the team they have. I don't know where that's coming from. Everybody's very grateful, for the most part, for the team that they have. I haven't, outside of like early in the first quarter where people were very upset about what they were watching, I don't think I've seen a ton of people being ungrateful. There's a difference between criticizing what you're seeing that night and being ungrateful. I don't think this fan base has been ungrateful so far. I don't think you guys in the chat have been ungrateful. I think you guys get a little overboard with your criticism, but I don't think you guys have been ungrateful. I think that's going too far. The Knicks did beat them on the glass, 55-42. That's something they needed to do. They did do that in the second half, but it was not enough. And it probably mostly comes down to, as well, the three-point shooting. Well, the Knicks sort of started to catch up a little bit. Only a 4 three-point make differential there. So that's 12 points. And well, actually, that's 12 points right there in the differential. They made 4 more threes, which means they scored 12 more points from the three-point line, and they lost by 11. So actually, that is probably the difference right there. You can see it. We can look at the foul situation. 15 free throw attempts for the Knicks, 23 for the Timberwolves. That's not too unbalanced at all, in my opinion. Probably, could have been a little bit more even, but it is what it is. The Knicks did miss 4 free throws. Minnesota also missed a bunch of them, though, as well. So ultimately, look, the Knicks lost the game where they had an extreme talent deficiency, and they fought hard, and they were close down the stretch, and the Stars took over for Minnesota. It kind of is what it is. So we will be back. No games tomorrow. We don't have a choice. There are no games tomorrow. So we will be back on Christmas Day. Christmas Day. We will be back 12 o'clock start time, so we will be live at 11:30 to go through our very holly jolly pregame rundown. But before we sign off, do want to go around the league because that San Antonio OKC game, hold on, is OKC on the verge of losing again? Hold on. SGA does have 33. And they have their full rotation of guys. Hartenstein playing, Holmgren playing. Get these ads out of here. Hartenstein playing, Holmgren playing, SGA obviously playing, Dort playing, J-Dub playing, Caruso playing. Joe is healthy again, Wiggins, Wallace. They have their full rotation of guys available. And they're losing by 13 to the Spurs with 3:42 to go. David said hopefully JB and OG play Wednesday. I'm like 99% sure both of those guys will play on Wednesday. I think the reason I'm 100% sure Brunson will play. I'm 99% sure OG Anunoby will play. And the reason they didn't play tonight was probably mostly injury management. Hey, Hazy, this is the championship hangover we expected. I don't know about that, brother. I do think they were a very confident team walking around after having that cupcake early schedule, walking around like, yeah, we're unbeatable. You guys can't beat us after they didn't really play a ton of competition. Kind of just beat up on the dregs of the Western Conference there. And, the San Antonio Spurs showed up and they were like, what are you talking about? And then Minnesota showed up the other night and they were like, we're not just going to lay over for you. And they pulled it out at the end. So, this game's not over yet. 13 points, 3:30 to go. So we'll see how that one goes out. Actually, San Antonio just scored, so now it's a 15-point game. AB said, don't tell me the Knicks are better than that team. Who won the last time they played AP? Oh, that's right. David Hodge Jr. said, injury management at the 47-point game, shaking my head. Yeah, he played a lot of minutes in that game, brother. Has not had a game off so far this year. Did have the ankle injury earlier. Want to look at the Spurs real quick? What does Wemby have off the bench? Only 12. Spurs not. Oh, man. Now they're up by 18. Oh, you love to see it. OKC going to be losers of 3 of their last 4. Love to see it. They were walking around like they were floating above the rest of the league. And guess what? They're going to drop to 26-4. Not so insurmountable now. Hey, Hazy said, Cat bounce back, though? Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Suns are beating up on the Lakers. I'm not a believer in the Lakers. Love to see that. Grizzlies, Jazz, Magic, Trailblazers. Pistons beating up on the Kings right now by 15. Namar said, will Deuce McBride play on Wednesday? We don't know yet. Mike Breen did allude to Deuce McBride getting very close to returning. Hopefully he gives us a nice present on Christmas Day. Is he hopefully suddenly just like, oh yeah, I'm back. I can play. So hopefully. Judge that said OKC plays a boring game anyway. I disagree. I enjoy watching them play. I mean, every play style is not for everybody, so you could find them boring. That's fine. I believe you. I like watching them play, though. The only reason I would have the Thunder on a ban list I have had them a little bit on the ban list, is because they play terrible competition so far to start the year. And so it's like, yeah, do I want to watch the Thunder beat down on the Kings again? No, I don't. Do I want to watch them beat down on the Pelicans again? No, I don't. So they've been on the ban list to start the year. But seeing them play the Spurs, like if this game were right after this Knicks game, like if this were the late game right after the Knicks game, we would absolutely stay up and watch this game. But obviously they were on at the same time, so. Suns Jen, what's up, Suns? Dylan Brooks clowning on LeBron again. That's entertaining at least. Dylan Brooks loves going at LeBron. He said, remember they have an easy schedule. Brother, I've been pounding that drum since the start of the year. But they're going to drop to 26-4 here. Which, looking at the standings, 26-4, San Antonio will bring them to 3.5 games behind them. Love to see that. They're 26-4. Detroit not far away from having the best record in the league. Wow, Detroit, man. Detroit. Knicks are 3 games behind Detroit. Obviously 3 back in the loss column, unfortunately. As they lose again tonight. It'll be 3.5 if Detroit pulls it out against the Kings there. AB said, Pistons, anyone believe? I believe in the Pistons. That is going to be a tough, grinded-out playoff series, man. That is not a walk in the park. That is the only team in the Eastern Conference who I'm like, oh, yup. I could see the Knicks losing that series. I still have the Knicks pulling it out. I'd still have the Knicks winning that game in a 7-game series. But, Boston I'm not worried about. Toronto I'm not worried about. Philly I'm not worried about. Orlando, not worried about Orlando, but they're right after the Pistons. Not really worried about. I think the Knicks would be heavily favored in that matchup overall. Not worried about the Cavs with the season they've had. Not worried about Miami. Not worried about the Hawks. Not worried about the Bulls. Not worried about the Bucks. And then beyond that, nobody else really has a chance of making the playoffs. So Detroit is really the only team where I'm like, yeah. But like Oklahoma City hasn't had a great tough schedule yet. Now they are on a West Coast trip here, so that is no matter who you're playing, that is still a tough situation to be in, to be out on the opposite coast, right? With the jet lag, the travel, the hotel, all of the things that come with playing on the road on a West Coast trip. But they're gonna have a couple days off here because they're not playing on Christmas Day. Nobody really cares about the Pistons right now. I'm telling you what, though, they will play on Christmas Day next year. David said, Orlando with Franz is tough, and Franz always kills us. Yeah, I mean, the Knicks have not had, the healthiest games when they played Orlando. The 2 games Orlando won earlier in the year. That first one, both teams were decently healthy. Banchero went out early, which helped them. But, wow. San Antonio ran away with it at the end there. Up by 20 now. Love to see the Thunder get smacked around. Again, because they were walking around like they were levitating over the rest of the league, walking around with the swagger as if they were beating, the Rockets and the Spurs and Denver and the Knicks and the Pistons. Like, you didn't play anybody, OKC. You didn't play anybody. And now you got smacked up in 2 straight games against the Spurs. Minnesota beat you in that game. And now you're going to have your largest loss of the season. You'll love to see it. Jason said, Bulls won again. I mean, the Bulls are just going to perpetually hover around 500, brother. That's what they do. They beat the Hawks. Unfortunate for the Hawks. I told you, the Hawks had like a 15-point lead or something in that going into the fourth quarter. And I was like, we've seen the Bulls make comebacks before in the fourth quarter. So they pulled that one out. 34-18, fourth quarter is hilarious. Love to see that. Atlanta, like I said, not worried about them. Chicago, hovering around 500 again. They jump up to 14-15. Cavs beat the Pelicans. Bucks beat the Pacers. Raptors beat the Heat. Mavs beat the Nuggets. Tough loss for the Nuggets. They would have inched closer towards the Thunder with the Thunder losing tonight. K. Hazy said Hawks should have never taken Porzingis. I mean, it was kind of a free trade. They didn't give anything up for Porzingis. They didn't, they were moving on from Capella anyway. They didn't lose anything by going with Porzingis. He was kind of just a free pickup. Boston was just selling him off. AB said Boston right behind us. Not worried about anybody behind us, AP. The Knicks have given a couple of games away here. Back-to-back against Philly was tough. And then sitting guys resting, preparing for the Christmas Day game. Like I said, not worried about Boston. Boston had a tough loss the other day, 18-11. Boston 2 games behind the Knicks. Outside of that, Toronto is 3 games behind the Knicks, so not too worried about Toronto and below. Avy said Spurs could win. Spurs taking the trip. They can. They can. When you have an MVP level player on your team, you can win. You could win. And a good supporting roster, you could win. That game ends 130-110. You could absolutely win. If you have an MVP level player on your team, you could absolutely win. With a good, decent roster construction around them. Like, obviously, they're really young. It's going to come down to the playoffs. Can the Spurs beat the Thunder in a 7-game series when the pressure is ticked up super high? Can the Spurs beat Denver in a 7-game series? Can they beat Houston in a 7-game series when, pressure is at its highest? Maybe. But, typically young teams take their lumps in their first playoff run. OKC did. They lost to Dallas the first time they made a playoff run. So it might be a year too early for San Antonio. Next year may be the year they fully go for it, with Harper going into his second year, with Castle going into his third year, with Wemby, taking the full MVP leap, going for the MVP next year. Next year could be the year, or this year they could shock the NBA world and go for it. They're definitely a contender for sure, though. Jason said Wemby is still on big minutes restrictions. They're doing fine. Spurs are dangerous. I mean, they were doing fine without Wemby. That whole team is extremely well constructed. Obviously, they've had a lot of lottery luck. We don't have to talk about that, but Magic in a tight one against the Blazers. Pistons, a nice easy night against the Kings. Dominating them so far. So obviously, we will be back on Christmas Day, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to all of the channel members, and I've yet again forgotten to update our newest channel members. So I will get on that right now. It will be live for the Christmas Day games. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging out with me. Jason, AP, Bible Namar, K Hazy, Justice's dad, Buzzer Beater, and everybody else in the chat. I appreciate you. Sons Jen, David Oz Jr. Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you for hanging out with me. Yet again, another successful stream. The community continues to grow. I don't even know what to say. I'm becoming numb to this stuff, man. Thank you. Anthony Genti, what's up, Anthony? Appreciate you. We'll be fine at full strength. Yeah. I mean, Knicks prioritizing the long run versus, trying to maximize winning as many regular season games as possible. They still have an incredible record. They are still, 20-9 now. So, still doing extremely well. All they got to do is handle business on Christmas Day against a struggling Cleveland Cavaliers team. Hopefully they do that, and they continue to move forward. With that being said, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. That's not the final score. Let's put the proper final score up on the board. Let's put the proper final score up on the board, and that is 115-104. So I appreciate you guys. Remember, brush your teeth before bed. Stay hydrated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye.